And a good afternoon, sports fans, and welcome in to another KDSJ sports broadcast as we feature Class AA boys basketball here this afternoon as the Spearfish Spartans are getting ready to be at home today against the T-Area Titans to see who punches their ticket for the Class AA state tournament in a couple of weeks. Right here on KDSJ 980, 103.5, KDSJ980.com, as well as the KDSJ Sports mobile app. We present to you Class AA high school boys basketball in the SoDak 16.
And this broadcast of this playoff game has been authorized by a special arrangement with the Board of Directors of the South Dakota High School Activities Association.
And our countdown to tip-off, it's Jake's Collision Repair, our sponsor of the pregame show. Jake's Collision Repair, the Black Hills home team for collision repairs at 4415 East Colorado Boulevard in Spearfish and off exit 32 at Junction Avenue in Sturgis. Welcome into the Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine broadcast booth. I'm Cody Oliver, along with KDSJ-TV's Clayson Davis as we get set for playoff basketball boys hoops today. The only game in the Black Hills here this afternoon featuring the Spearfish Spartans at home against the T-Area Titans. Class AA, it all comes down to this to see who packs their bags for another year and who goes on to play 3 more games.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting game here in Spearfish. Of course, we had the whiteout last night for the girls, SoDak 16, as Spearfish girls basketball punched their ticket to state. And now Spearfish and T-Area, Spearfish kind of limped their way toward the ending of the regular season. They're going to have to step up and play some really good basketball versus a very fast and athletic T-Area Titan squad. Last time some of these T-Area Titans were in Spearfish, they lost in football in what many regarded was a major upset in the high school football season. A lot of those same players are back here tonight, this afternoon, and it's going to be a thrilling battle, as it always is, with an 8 versus 9 contest in the SoDak 16.
That's Clayson Davis. It's our Spartan Insider. Tell us more about KDSJ-TV, how folks, fans, and family can watch the game this afternoon.
For those who wanting to watch the game on the radio waves, you can log on to KDSJ-TV on YouTube. Just look up KDSJ-TV on YouTube in the search bar on your mobile device. A smart TV, computer, smoke signals will not work. But then search KDSJ-TV, go to the live tab, and you can find this broadcast as well as all of our old sports broadcasts throughout all basketball season, all football season, and all volleyball season, even last year's baseball as well, as we got baseball and softball coming up on the docket here in the next few weeks.
And again, we have it on the radio dial as well, AM, FM here in the Black Hills, as well as worldwide at KDSJ980.com and the Listen Live link. And with the KDSJ Sports mobile app, we're live here at our Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine booth at the Spearfish High School Gym, a matinee on this Saturday to see who moves on to the Class AA state tournament in what will be about 10 days from now over in Rapid City. And that's our pregame show being brought to you by Jake's Collision Repair. We had a chance to catch up with the head coach of the Spearfish Spartans, Ben Schultz. We'll hear from him. We'll also lay the foundation for this matchup as we'll talk about the T-Area Titans coming up. We'll have your starting lineups and our matchup menu all coming up before the 2 o'clock tip right here on KDSJ Sports.
Collision Repair has built their reputation by offering the highest quality, guaranteed repairs in the area. Satisfied customers return again and again for everything from collision repair to custom paint, glass and windshield, and the best hail repair in the region. They're preferred by most insurance companies and work with all of them. Jake's Collision Repair of Spearfish and Sturgis. Give them a Google today for the best repair on your vehicle, guaranteed.
Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine is everywhere you need us to be. On the sidelines, supporting our local athletes, at our clinic locations throughout the region, and at our Ortho Express walk-in clinic when you don't have time to wait. We're here when you need us, working as a team to make your comeback stronger than ever. Getting stronger, getting better, getting you back to your best self. The life of an athlete has its uncertainties, wins and losses, injury and recovery. In the Black Hills area, athletes can always count on Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, here for whatever moves you.
And welcome back this afternoon to the Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine broadcast booth today, as we'll first of all lay the foundation for this contest. Talking about the opponent today here at the Spearfish High School gym, the T-Area Titans. Their first year as a Class AA squad right there in the Sioux Falls metro area. And our laying the foundation segment being brought to you by Heiserling Concrete. Give them a call at 605-210-2320. And the T-Area Titans come in as a number 9 seed, right there on the bubble of 8 and 9. It's a big difference. Number 8 seed gets to host. Number 9 seed has to travel. And T-Area making the long travel today out here to Spearfish and the Black Hills. As the T-Area Titans come in with a record of 10 and 10, they play a much tougher schedule than the Spearfish Spartans.
Much tougher schedule.
Under head coach Drew Weber, their point guard is Marshall Smythe, so we'll be talking about him a lot. He's a hell of a defender as well. And also Griffin Wabinga. Let's talk about him. 6'3" sophomore playing the post for the T-Area Titans. That's going to be a handful for Spearfish today.
Yeah, T-Area, as we'll hear from Coach Schultz. I was able to talk with him earlier today. He said T-Area, it's a lot like what we saw from the Custer Wildcats and a lot like what Spearfish sees from themselves every single practice. Very athletic team. They like to play fast. They can shoot the ball. They like to drive in. They got height. They got athletic height, mind you. Those 6'3", 6'4 plus that can move. And they will put pressure with you on defense. They got multiple defensive sets. They have 3 different presses, all do a different thing for the offense. T-Area, they are bringing out the playbook. They are throwing everything in the kitchen sink at Spearfish today to make their first SoDak 16 in Class AA.
And Jackson Merrigan, another guy with some size for T-Area, 6'3" forward. And defense is going to be the main thing today for the T-Area Titans. Try to turn the ball over for Spearfish, which the Spartans have been turnover prone, especially over the last couple weeks. So watch out for the pressure today for the T-Area Titans as they come in with that 10 and 10 record. They haven't played though since February 25th when they got a win over Sioux Falls, Washington, 54-49. They won the game before that as well over Yankton by 19 points. And then they started off the season way back in December on the 13th, getting a win over Huron, which we know is a pretty good team. They defeated them 69-63, and then they've played at the Sanford Pentagon a couple different times this year, and now making the road trip out here to the Black Hills to take on Spearfish. Again, the T-Area Titans under head coach Drew Weber. Their starters, most likely in the backcourt, will be Marshall Smythe along with Gavin Schad, and then Jackson Merrigan and Griffin Wabinga inside with Mitch Grant, a freshman guard, getting the start for the T-Area Titans. So they are athletic, and they will throw everything with it on defense. We'll see how the Spartans have been able to keep control of their turnovers hopefully today and get a victory so we can play in the Class AA state tournament in 10 days. We'll hear Coach Schultz's thoughts as our Spartan insider, Clayson Davis, was able to catch up with the head coach of the Spartans, recapping their last couple games of the regular season and today's game against T-Area when we come back.
You see them everywhere. That's because Heinzerling Concrete of Spearfish is the most trusted name for everything from driveways, sidewalks, decorative stamp patios, and of course, foundations. Heinzerling Concrete is proud to support the activities that help our area youth build their foundation for future success. Whatever the job, Heinzerling Concrete is the name you can trust. Google Heinzerling Concrete in Spearfish or call 210-2320.
Beef Logic Inc. is proud to sponsor South Dakota's high school and collegiate athletes this season as they work alongside their partners at the South Dakota Beef Industry Council to deliver the Build Your Base sports nutrition program at local high schools and colleges around the state and the country. Are you looking for a simple, easy-to-follow program that can help you and your family optimize performance both on and off the field of play? Check out buildyourbase.org and learn why beef continues to be the premier protein for athletic performance and recovery.
being brought to you by Heiserling Concrete. It's part of our Jake's Collision Repair Countdown to Tip-Off, and Coach Ben Schultz of the Spearfish Spartans joins us, as always, to help preview this SoDak 16 matchup between the Spartans and the T Area Titans. Coach Schultz, thank you for taking the time.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
So before we dig into this SoDak 16 matchup, talk about last weekend. You guys split a pair of games over in East River, lost to the Yankton Bucks before beating Brookings. Talk about the performance versus Yankton and how you guys improved on that to get a win over Brookings.
Yeah, Yankton, I don't think we were very tough in that game, both mentally and physically. We didn't want to get into the paint. We wanted to just kind of hover around the three-point line and just knock down threes. I think we only had, 3 to 5 2-point baskets total in the game. And, with that, still had a chance to win in regulation there. And then the mental part comes in where, we just make some little errors and they get back in the game and tie the game at the free throw line. And then going into overtime, they were the tougher team mentally. We had, 5-6 turnovers in overtime that really cost us the game there. But it was a nice bounce back game in Brookings the next day.
Even with the Yankton loss, you guys were still able to host a SoDak 16 game for Spearfish. It's the first time that you guys have hosted a SoDak 16 game. But talk about the importance of hosting a SoDak 16 game and having a team from the Sioux Falls area travel across the state to battle your basketball team.
Yeah, you always want a home game in the postseason. You got the crowds behind you, and you saw that last night with the girls' game. It's a big boost for energy, and it gives you a home court advantage. So any little edge that you can find in the postseason is vital. But T, they have to travel across the state, but they're going to come ready to play, and they're a really good team. So we have to be ready right from the tip.
As you look at your offense, Coach, you guys average around 55 points per game, allow 49, and really one kid that has emerged as a scoring threat from the outside and driving into the paint. That's been Cameron Davis. He's been your leading scorer the past few contests. Talk about his development throughout the year and how the rest of the team feeds off him on the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah, and I'm extremely proud of Cam this season, especially. He's so coachable. This last in February, we talked about, another level, taking another step in his game, and that step up, that level up in his game was playing off 2 feet more consistently, because his touch around the rim, a long athletic player who can also, shoot the three. Teams have to get out and guard him. So when he goes to the hole, he has to understand that getting that position with 2 feet and balance and toughness is that next step, and he's really done that. And he's been awesome on that growth. And something that I've seen with him too is he's taken another step defensively. There was struggles at the beginning of the year with some of his footwork, but in February he's really brought his game to the next level on both sides of the floor. So extremely proud of that kid.
As you look at your opponent for tonight, the T Area Titans, 10-10 on the season, scoring around 57.7 points per game, allowing 56. Played a really tough schedule this year, all AA opponents. They've had wins over Huron, and they played the number 2 team, Brandon Valley, really close here toward the ending of the season as well. Talk about what you see on film from T Area that you need to be prepared for, and what are some aspects of their game that you feel like you have an advantage in?
When I look at T, I think of Custer and I think of us. They're a very similar team to us in a lot of ways. There's some differences where some things they do better than us, and that we also have some things that we do better than them. So it's a really good matchup, size-wise, athleticism-wise. So that's an exciting part of this game tonight here. But what we need to prepare for is they change their defenses constantly. They bring 3 different full court presses. They trap randomly off of ball screens. They double the post. It's not like set calls. They bring it from different areas. So they force teams to make quick decisions. And you can't play passive when a team plays like that. You have to take advantage of them trying to trap you and getting you to turn the ball over. So we have to have a tremendous amount of poise in those situations, and we have to make sure that our vision is up at all times in those, and it's just completing the easy pass. Sometimes when they bring traps, they're just trying to make you make a tough play, make you make a home run play. But in reality, you just have to make the right play. And sometimes, and 9 times out of 10, that's just the easy play. So if we can have poise within all those different defensive packages that they bring, I like our chances a lot.
Like you said, Coach, 3 different presses that T area will use against your team. Coach, how do you plan on going up against the full court pressure of T area?
Yeah, and it's not all the time, pressure. They have a hard trapping 1-2-2. They have a passive 1-2-2, and then they have a 2-2-1. So what makes it difficult is you can't attack those all in the same way. So this week we've really prepared of, I think we found some loopholes within their pressure that we're going to try to exploit here tonight. But it just comes down to making the right play.
And finally, Coach, what are your keys to a win versus T area and hopefully advance to the Class AA state tournament?
We have to control the glass. They have 3 players that, shoot 75-80% of their shots, and they're very good players. So we have to, when they miss those shots, we have to make sure that they don't get more opportunities. And then we have to handle the pressure, and not play passive out of it. We have to take advantage of them bringing those trapping situations, and we have to get buckets out of those. They want you to second guess yourself. They want you to play passive. So the more that we can just have an attacking mindset out of it, I think the better it is.
Well, awesome. Thank you for your time, Coach, and hope we get to have another conversation with you next week.
Yes, sir. Thanks for having me.
That's head coach of the Spearfish Spartans, Ben Schultz, joining us with our countdown to tip-off. Here laying the foundation to this matchup, brought to you by Heiserling Concrete. It's the Spearfish Spartans and the T-Area Titans with a chance to go to the state tournament coming up next, right here on KDSJ Sports.
It's been a long, long time. You're such a sight. You're looking better than a body has a right to.
No matter what life throws in your direction, Dana Dental Arts and Spearfish reminds you to make you and your family's dental health a top priority. Putting off small problems now can lead to big ones later. We are small enough to feel like family, but big enough to bring you the latest technology. Before your lives get too hectic with school, sports, and other extracurricular activities, schedule a comprehensive exam now. We love our patients. Celebrating 50 years of dentistry in Spearfish.
Let our family care for your family.
And welcome back to the Spearfish High School Gym as we continue our pregame show, being brought to you by Jake's Collision Repair with locations in Spearfish and Sturgis. It's time now for our matchup menu, being brought to you by Beef Logic and the South Dakota Beef Industry Council. Well, these two teams very evenly matched on paper. T-Area number 9 in the state. Spearfish number 8 in the Class AA rankings. Spearfish is 13-7, while T-Area is 10-10. Spearfish is 6-3 on their home court. T-Area 6-4 on the road. And Spearfish averages 55 points per game. T-Area averages 57 points per game. Spearfish gives up about 49 points per game, while T-Area gives up 56 points per game. So we might have ourselves a 2-point ball game here today. This is just one of 8 games today in the Class AA Boys SoDak 16. Number 1 Sioux Falls Lincoln is hosting number 16th ranked Yankton. Number 8 Spearfish is hosting number 9 T-Area. Number 2 Brandon Valley is entertaining number 15 St. Pierre. Number 7 Sioux Falls Washington is at home against number 10 Sioux Falls Jefferson. Mitchell is at home against Rapid City Central today. That game tips at 5 o'clock Mountain Time. Huron is hosting Sturgis. That game at 5 o'clock Mountain Time as well. Number 3, Harrisburg is hosting number 14 seed Rapid City Stevens. That gets underway the same time we do. And number 6 seed Sioux Falls Gorman is hosting number 11 seed Sioux Falls Roosevelt. Those are your 8 games in the Class AA SoDak 16 T area. And Spearfish coming up. Now it's our national anthem presented by the Spearfish Spartan High School Pep Band right here on KDSJ Sports.
Please join in singing as the Spearfish High School Pep Band, under the direction of Miss Katie Apple, perform our national anthem.
A great job as always, the Spearfish Spartan High School Pep Band. Your starting lineups in the opening tip coming up right after these on KDSJ Sports.
You just got a quote from a company and are now being billed for not choosing them. Many contracts have what's referred to as a contingency agreement. These typically state that if you don't go with them, you, after insurance has approved the repair work, will be charged a percentage of the job they quoted. Ask up front if they charge to provide an estimate. Never sign anything that you haven't fully read or understand. If you have any questions, reach out to the South Dakota Office of Attorney General's Consumer Protection Division at 800-300-1986.
Vehicles today are complicated.
And welcome back, everybody, as we get ready for Spearfish Spartan boys basketball. We'll see if they can do what the girls did last night and punch their ticket to the state tournament. And we'll have your starting lineups here being brought to you by Dana Dental Arts in Spearfish. Let our family care for your family. Here's your starters for the number 9 seed T Area Titans, coming in with a record of 10-10 on the season. They will start number 1, Marshall Smythe, a point guard, 6'3" senior. Number 10, Mitch Grant, a guard, a freshman at 6 foot. Also starting number 11, Griffin Wibinga is a forward at 6'3". He's a sophomore. Number 20, Jackson Merrigan is a forward, 6'3" and a senior. And wearing number 23 is Gavin Schad. He is a guard, a sophomore at 6 foot. So the T Area Titans will start 2 seniors, 2 sophomores, and 1 freshman. The T Area Titans under head coach Drew Weber. That's your starters for the visiting T Area Titans. Now here's your starting lineup. Let's send it over to our Spartan insider. Here's Clayson Davis.
And starting 4 said Spearfish Spartans and Ben Schultz and crew. Bennett Cortons, a junior guard at 6 foot tall, wearing number 0 for the white and maroon. Dylan Dorrance, an all-star senior forward at 6'3", wearing number 1. Cameron Davis, the leading scorer for Spearfish. He comes into the game as a 6'2" guard, wearing number 2. Cade Vavruska is a sophomore guard at 6'3". He'll be tasked with a big rebounding responsibility tonight, as well as the big man in the middle. That's Cooper Gibbs, 6'4" forward for the Spartans, coached by Ben Schultz in his 3rd year as the Spearfish Spartan head man.
Good crowd on here for a matinee in the Black Hills High School hoops. This is the only basketball game going on here in the West River, South Dakota today, as Class AA boys have center stage on this Saturday. No college basketball today. It's all high school hoops. It's a maroon out, and you want this fan behind you here in Spearfish. This place can get loud, but it also can get dead silent. If T Area Titans fans get into it on the other side, it all starts with the Titans defense. and we'll see how things start as we're just about ready to tip things off. Joe Beeler, one of our officials, has the game ball. He's at mid-floor, and it'll be Cooper Gibbs jumping up against Griffin Wibinga. And also Jackson Merrigan gets the tip on over to Marshall Smythe, and the T-Area Titans win the tip right here at a 2 o'clock start. T-Area Titans will have the basketball as they will go right to left, opening up with a three-pointer on the way, no good by Wibinga. Defensive board put in by the Spearfish Spartans. They outlet it to Doran. Doran just gets inside the three-point line. He backs it out to Bennett Corton. As right away, Titans opening up with good defense. Bounce pass to Dillon, into Gibbs. They can't handle the basketball. And another
Nope, it's going to be a travel. Nope, they're going to get a travel.
Oh.
As if the officiating was like how it was last night, the refs are going to let them play.
Okay.
It's going to be physical underneath. And any pushing or shoving, normally what might get called here, they're going to let them play, and they're just going to let the athletes be athletes. And let's see what team handles the physicality the best.
Coming off that first possession for Spearfish, one too many passes there by Dylan Doran as he turned it over inside to Gibbs. He puts up the shot in the paint. It's no good. Defensive rebound by the Titans. It's Jackson Merrigan as the Spartans go one and out. Back comes the Titans. They have some good, young, tall talent. They're at the free throw line inside. A bounce pass intended there for Wibinga, but it goes out of bounds, and it'll go back to Spearfish.
That was a good job by Doran on defense. He had the cutter was beat. Actually, that was Vavruska on defense, but nope, it was Doran. But the cut was there, but Doran knew he was beat, but still used his long length to get the deflection.
There's that trap on Corton. Goes over here to Davis. Davis gets through now to Dylan Doran at the free throw line. He gets down to the bottom block. There's an open shooter. It's Cooper Gibbs for three. No good. Defensive rebound here by the Titans. We played a minute and a half, and it's goose eggs up on the scoreboard as the Titans have their third possession now coming across to midcourt. Good student section as they got fed pretty well before the game over in the auxiliary gym. I think every student got in for free and got fed, so get that energy in you.
The quickest way for high school kids to do something you want to do or just to show up, give them food.
Feed them and get a free ticket.
You get free food and a free ticket to the game. What more could you ask?
They get the ball into Marshall Smythe here for the T-Area Titans. I really like him. He's a point guard, 6'3" senior. As they get it down to the bottom block, here is the Titans, but it's blocked by Dylan Doran. Now the outlet comes over here to Corton. We'll see who scores first in this one. Corton gives it down to Gibbs. Gibbs, that shot goes up over the backboard. Cooper Gibbs looks like he's the main guy on offense right now for Spearfish as they're trying to get him the rock every time down the floor there in the paint.
Yeah, Cooper Gibbs, he had a 20-point performance versus Custer. Custer kind of plays basketball the same way T-Area goes about their business. So Gibbs, he hasn't been much of an offensive threat since. And now a block on the other side by Bennett Corton. Wow, he got up there.
Corton, we've seen the hops from him throughout the season, and he gets that starting role as a junior. Just two seniors for the Spearfish Spartans as they want to extend their basketball career. It goes back outside here to Smythe. Smythe dribbles it with the left hand, and now between the legs, waiting for that screen. Now goes back outside. Here's a three-pointer on the way. That misses by Griffin Wibinga. Offensive rebound by the Titans.
Yeah, Titans right now owning the glass, giving themselves multiple opportunities. That's something that Coach Schultz says the Spartans need to do a better job in this game.
Inside, then they go back outside. T-Area Titans kind of out of their offensive rhythm right now as they go baseline, lay it up, no good. Each team cannot get the ball in the hoop so far. We played over 2.5 minutes, and we're still scoreless. Just one foul in the game as Clayson said they might let him play this afternoon, and this one gets rocketed off the backboard and in for Bennett Corton to be the first to score.
Yeah, Bennett Corton, that ball could have easily broke the backboard. That hit the glass with some authority, and it just had the angle to bounce in.
And since it was tipped by the Spearfish Spartans, it looked like it was kicked, but they did not blow the whistle. As we said, they're going to let him play on. Here's the T-Area Titans inside. Layup is missed, and rebound comes off to Dylan Doran and the Spartans. Dylan has the numbers. Kick out to Davis for three. No good. And the defensive rebound comes down here to the T-Area Titans. Marshall Smythe, nice bounce pass inside, and the reverse layup is no good by Schad, as these hoops are not real friendly to either squad right now, as T-Area's had some good looks inside, haven't been able to get it in.
Yeah, T-Area, they've had a lot of good looks. If they start to convert on them, it could be trouble for Spearfish, but right now Spearfish getting bailed out with the hometown Ribs.
Three-pointer, no good by Spearfish, as we'll go the other way. Here comes the T-Area Titans as they go right to left. Three-pointer up, no good. Hits the back iron, and Cooper Gibbs is there for the board.
Yeah, Vavruska at about 36% from behind the arc this season. He can get hot really early, and now Davis, he's about a 42% field goal percentage shooter, and he missed the easy one right there. We might go throughout the entire first quarter 2-0.
I would say one of these two teams might just want to call a timeout to get everybody settled back down and reset, as the T-Area Titans finally hit one underneath. That is good by Wibinga. He gets the bucket to go, and then the Spearfish Spartans might have a violation as one of the officials blows his whistle here, and will maybe just a warning.
I think it's a warning. Saw that in Hill City and St. Thomas More yesterday. There was a violation by St. Thomas More across the inbound line. They just gave it straight to Hill City. So interesting to see a warning take place during this time.
As they bring it across the timeline. Now this time it is the Spartans trying to set up their offense against this D of T area. Dylan Doran makes the pass over to Davis. Now out to Corton for three. Good.
Big three, Bennett Corton. That's what the Spartans need to get shooting, and now there's a steal by Corton up floor to Davis, and Davis is fouled, and the crowd is back into it.
2:54 or 2:59 left to play here first quarter. On the Junix scoreboard, it is 5-2 in favor of the Spartans.
That was a big three by Bennett Corton. It was good ball movement by the Spartans, able to find the open man, Corton. They haven't shot the ball very well from the outside the past few games, but they're in their home gym. If they're able to start shooting for the ball from the outside, it could be really good for the Spartans. Corton, 41% from the floor on the season.
As the ball comes in here to Southern. First guy off the bench here for Spearfish. As they bring it around to Davis, almost move that pivot foot for travel, but they keep the possession alive. Now here is Corton, puts up the shot, no good. Rebounded by Bennett, hands it off to Cameron Davis. That shot is blocked, back up, no good. Now rebounded by the Titans. They outlet it down the floor to Wibinga. He picks it up, offer to the wing for a three-pointer, no good. And let's see, we're gonna have
it's gonna be a foul on T-Area on the rebound. And like we said, these refs are going to let them play here in the SoDak 16. Let the athletes be athletes, as Dylan Doran checks out of the game for, I believe, Cade Vavruska. But yeah, it's going to be physical on the inside. You can't try to play the foul game. At least the refs are showing it that you're not allowed to play the foul game so far.
They're just going to let athletes play their game here on this Saturday afternoon. And why not? Here is Smythe. It's the last game of the season for one of these two teams, as T-Area gets it in, and that soft touch and roll goes for number 23, and that is Gavin Schad making the bucket. So 4 points now for T-Area. They're just down by one. Over to Southern. Backup point guard for Spearfish. Goes over to Cooper Gibbs. Spearfish doesn't have a whole lot of size other than Gibbs and Dylan Doran. Here is Vavruska looking to get into the paint. His shot is no good. Then it goes out of bounds, and it'll actually stay with Spearfish as T-Area touched it last.
Yeah, Vavruska was a good look, a good finish toward the rim, just got too much underneath the rim. And luckily for the Spartans that is, T-Area hitting the ball out of bounds, so the Spartans will have another chance at it.
This will be Southern to inbound it to Gibbs. Gibbs was the main focal point in the first couple minutes of the game. Now he gets the ball again, extended outside the bottom block. His dangerous pass is caught by Southern. Southern takes it in. It's blocked by T-Area. A little block party for the Titans here in this first quarter as they're getting after it defensively. Now a three-pointer. Far corner is no good by T-Area. They're just not getting the shots to go, but they're playing really well on defense, limiting the Spartans' opportunities. As right now, 1:17 left to go in the first quarter. Spartans lead it by 1 on the Junix scoreboard, 5-4.
Yeah, foul that time on the rebound. Gavin Shaw jumped over the back of Davis, so Spartans will now set up with the press breaker. 3 different presses that T area will do. They'll do a 2-2-1, an aggressive 2-2-1. Now they're doing a 1-2-2 press. So now Spearfish needs to be very careful to get through and set up the offense like we see right there. Cooper Gibbs on the layup.
Gibbs got his position right down in the paint. He caught it, laid it up and in to give the Spartans a 3-point advantage. 7-4. And now T area has it. Top of the key goes to Grant. Grant, pass inside is up and good. Wibinga with the bucket as he got over the Spartan defender to make it 7-6. Spearfish gets it across half court. They need that spacing against this press and this defense, so they're able to get it to the middle of the floor. The shot is up and no good by Cameron Davis. We're going to have a foul on the follow. So after the missed shot, a foul called on the Spartans.
Yeah, Davis tried following his shot, get the rebound. Davis trying to drive through the lane. He's been the primary source of offense for the Spartans toward the ending of the season, and just forced that one in the middle of the lane. Almost too much contact, and yeah, these refs are showing you that they're going to let you play underneath, so you better be able to come with your lunch pail and hard hat when you go into the paint.
Now the Titans doing the little walks shuffle out here at the top of the key. Spearfish gets into the passing lane and takes it away. Now the ball goes up ahead, and Spearfish will set up a half-court play here with 9 left to go on the game clock. Southern back outside for Vruska for long distance. No good off the back iron. One more chance for Gibbs. That's no good. So at the end of the first quarter, it is a defensive battle in this one as the Spartans have the advantage over the T-Area Titans, 7-6. Class AA SoDak 16 boys basketball. We're back with more in 1 minute.
Expensive. The professionals at Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram in Spearfish are here to guide you through everything automotive. From cars, trucks, and SUVs to parts and repairs, Junix takes the confusion out of automobile ownership. Enjoy the ride with Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram. Family owned since 1931 on West Jackson in Spearfish.
Whatever the weather, Wolf's Plumbing and Heating keeps you in the comfort zone with expert heating and air conditioning repair or replacement from American Standard Mitsubishi. For over 70 years, Wolf's Plumbing and Heating has delivered quality service to the Northern Hills and Northeast Wyoming. When you need timely, expert service for heating, cooling, or plumbing, call 605-642-5755 or search Wolf's Plumbing and Heating and stay in the comfort zone.
And back here at the Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine broadcast booth, Spearfish Spartans hosting the T-Area Titans boys basketball. The first game of the postseason, and winner goes on to the state tourney. Spearfish has the basketball to begin the second quarter of play, up by 1, 7-6. Here's Cameron Davis, makes the pass over to Corton. T-Area Titans get there in the passing lane. The ball goes out of bounds, and we will have the ball go to the Titans.
That's the story with Spearfish offensively. It's just miscommunication. They throw the ball to where they think their opponent is going instead of where they actually are. It's just that split second to look and then throw the ball can help prevent a lot of these turnovers that Spearfish, they haven't quite solved the turnover bug yet here into the postseason.
So T-Area has their first possession of the second quarter. They go back door. The layup is good by Wibinga. He brought the power there. He was more physical, laying it up and in. They had a lot of shots in the first quarter that wouldn't fall because they're just off the mark or a little short. That time, took a little bit more power to the layup. Now here's Dylan Doran over to Vavruska for 3. No good from the deep corner. And it's rebounded by the Titans as they have their first lead of the game, 8-7. Jump shot, no good by the Titans, and rebounded here by the Spartans. Spearfish averages about 57 points per game. T-Area's 55. We'll see if they can get the offense rolling here for both of these teams in the second quarter.
Yeah, Vavruska has been the main shooter from outside. Corton's been 1 for 1 from behind the arc. They haven't set him up yet, and also Cameron Davis, who leads the Spartans in scoring, hasn't got going as of late either.
So far, 5 points for Corton and 2 for Gibbs. Down to 7 to go on the shot clock. Here's Cameron Davis, open for 3, nailed it.
That is going to be crucial for Spearfish, is to get Cameron Davis going from the outside. He's been their only source of three-point shooting as of late, and now Vavruska with a steal.
Good job by Cade to get right there, get a handle on it as it was tipped around a little bit. Now Vavruska throws it out. 3-point on the way. Cameron Davis back-to-back triples, one from one side of the floor, the other one from the right wing, as the Spartans, just like that, have 6 more points. They're up 13-8.
Yeah, 6-0 run by Cameron Davis. After T-Area took the lead, they're going to have to keep giving him the ball in order to keep him hot. But T-Area got to see where number 2 is at all times. Got to get something going on the offensive side. Now they're blessed with the turnover bug.
Vavruska literally hands it off to Corton, and Corton gets hooked over there on the far side, right in front of the T-Area bench, and there'll be a foul. As on the opposite side of the floor, you have both benches, T-Area over to our right, and Spearfish over to the left as we look across the floor from our Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine broadcast booth. The scores table right there in between. 3-pointer again for Spearfish. That's going to hit the rim, no good. Rebounded here defensively by the Titans. It's Schad going inside, and contact at the basket. It's going to be a foul there on Spearfish, as Cameron Davis wasn't going to let him have an easy layup.
Yeah, Cameron Davis trying to get the block, chase down block, hit him with the body pretty good. And see if T-Area can convert at the free throw line. I believe this is the first set of free throws we've had the entire game, as both teams have been running into one another, both very physical. And of course, scoring for T-Area, 6 points from Griffin Wibenga. He's been having himself a good game. He's been taking on the contacts, but T-Area goes 0 for 2 from behind the charity stripe.
Mitch Grant with the 2 missed free throws as we go back to the Spearfish Spartans, bring the ball down the floor. Lee loses it out of bounds. It'll go right back to the T-Area Titans under head coach Drew Weber. Head coach of the Spearfish Spartans in his 3rd season is Ben Schultz. Let's recognize his assistant coaches as well: Michael Yost, Sava Dukic, and Jackson Houston. T-Area Titans with the basketball, with the blue jerseys, their road uniforms with the white numbers. Going baseline, kicking out, 3-pointer by Schad is good.
T-Area, their second 3-pointer. And if they're able to get the outside shooting going for the Spartans, for the Titans, could really help set up their inside game. And now another turnover forced by almost T-Area, and Spearfish able to get it back.
Little pinball going on now as the ball is going all over the floor. Nobody can handle it. Finally goes out of bounds, and this will be with the Spearfish Spartans. Will keep it. Everybody had a hand or a fist on it at times, as Mason Southern will inbound it.
Kind of a pinball.
Southern looking around, gets it into Dylan Doran. The senior catches it, hands it back off to Bennett Corton, and he'll run the offense. Half court set here with 25 left to go on the shot clock. 4:40 left to go on the big clock. Pass inside to Gibbs. Gibbs puts it up, partially blocked. He's going to have to be more physical and go out with more authority, because T-Area has those hands all around the area. 6'3" Wibinga, and also in there 6'3" Jackson Merrigan.
Yeah, Gibbs was waiting for his defender to jump, and then he didn't realize he had someone coming on the backside waiting for Gibbs to jump, and stuffed him in the next week.
Down to 8 to go on the shot clock. Southern over to Bennett Corton. Corton drives in, lays it up off the glass, and good.
Yeah, Bennett Corton just exploding to the rim, kissing it off the glass. I know he had a same shot like that rocketed off the glass. No. Almost looked like it could have broke the thing if he wanted to, but able to kiss it off the glass, and now Spearfish keep him to the 4-point lead.
Merrigan has been quiet for the T-Area Titans. He hasn't scored yet, and there's a turnover, a travel called on the T-Area Titans. Both teams haven't used the timeout so far. We're about halfway through the second quarter. Spartans up 15-11, and they are helped out by back-to-back threes by Cameron Davis in this quarter.
Yeah, now Spearfish, can they get something on offense now aside from Davis? They want to get points in the paint. Here's Southern for 3. Off, no good. Rebound goes to Gibbs, and Gibbs does the Cardinals sin of a post player, putting it on the ground.
Spartans able to keep the possession alive. Here's Dylan Doran. Doran makes the pass over to Gibbs, and we're going to have an offensive foul on Dylan Doran. Right before he passed the ball off again, maybe one too many passes by Dylan Doran. He could have took it himself, but instead the defender was right there standing his ground for the offensive foul.
And T-Area has done their scouting report. Doran, he's been known to get out of control going into the middle of the lane. T-Area, the defender sat there and just waited for Doran to run into him. So it was a pretty easy call for the officials to make to give the ball back to T-Area.
We'll recognize our officials here as the game goes on. We have a couple of them here from the Black Hills. As the T-Area Titans will inbound it, and they'll bring it down the floor. Running the point is Marshall Smythe, the 6'3" senior. Between the leg dribble, nice pass inside, and then putting up the shot instead of going off the glass. They'll try it again. There's the block by Cooper Gibbs, but they're gonna say with the body. A couple of good opportunities there on the offensive rebounds was Griffin Wabinga, the 6'3" sophomore, missed his first shot, got the offensive rebound, and then collided with Gibbs. That's Cooper. Let's see. I don't think they're going to give the foul to Cooper.
Going to give it to Tucker Olson, who just checked into the game.
That is the third team foul on the Spearfish Spartans in this quarter. As the first free throw is good by Wabinga. He has 7 points, now 8.
Yeah, Wabinga's been the primary source of offense for T-Area, and one thing about T-Area, after a made bucket, they're going to set up, and they're one of 3 presses to possibly force turnovers.
Spearfish is trying to, I think, let's get to the line, boys. Let's get it into the paint and get some T-Area Titans into some foul trouble. So far, no, let's see, just 1 foul here in the second quarter on T-Area. Spot up 3 is off the mark and way off the mark by Spearfish, rebounded by T-Area, and we are going to have out of bounds going right here near side. We can't really see the sideline here, but going out of bounds was Shad, as the official says, let's go the other way.
Yeah, it was a battle between Shad and Cooper Gibbs, and Shad had the speed advantage on Gibbs, but ended up hitting the ball out of bounds. And now with 5 seconds, Spearfish will lead something.
And before the shot clock goes off, here's Vavruska for 3.
Got it. Cade Vavruska 0 for 3 in his first 3 attempts, and now finally hitting a tray. See if he can get warmed up from the outside.
Spartans have been saved by the 3-pointers here in this quarter as they're up by 5. Underneath, the fadeaway shot is good by Wabinga as he's starting to get his flow to his game. He's into double digits with 10, but the Spartans still have the lead, 18-15, as we recognize our game officials for this evening. It's time now to introduce this afternoon's game officials. The Law on the Court is being brought to you by the South Dakota Attorney General's Office, Division of Consumer Protection. This afternoon's officials are Mike Kirkaby, Joe Beeler, and Chris Long. Mike Kirkaby, longtime official here in the Black Hills. Joe Beeler used to even do some radio here on KDSJ back in the day. The Hot Springs native, and also Chris Long is along with the crew today here in Spearfish, as that is this afternoon's game officials, Mr. Kirkaby, Mr. Beeler, and Mr. Long. The Law on the Court is being brought to you by the South Dakota Attorney General's Office, Division of Consumer Protection.
So now after that timeout, I believe that was taken by, T-Area. So now they'll set up in that 1-2-2 press. Spartans have done a good job of breaking it until Southern gets into some trouble and he travels. That's exactly what you not want to do. The moment you cross the half-court line and you get into a trap, you cannot pick up your dribble, and that's just a learning moment for the sophomore.
Now the T-Area Titans could tie it here as we go through the second quarter. They're down by 3. They're very patient on offense. They move the ball around with a little shuffle and hand it off here and pass it there. Then they go inside. They're trying to get it to Wabinga, and he has 3 straight buckets for the T-Area Titans. He has 12 points. It's 18-17. Spearfish down or up by 1. Southern gets it to the middle of the floor to Corton. Corton amongst the trees. Out of bounds, and it'll go to the T area Titans.
Yeah, right now T area is controlling the paint. The height has been definitely an advantage for T area, and like we said, it's going to be physical on the inside, and the T area has taken advantage of it. Spearfish has not been the more physical team inside the paint.
Titans have had one lead so far in this game. They could have another one here. Cross-court pass goes to Smythe. Smythe backs up. He's guarded heavily there by Bennett Corton. He's all over it. And now with 14 to go on the shot clock. Vavruska, there's some contact there as well. They're letting the play. Baseline, inside layup is good. This time by Merrigan. Waited for him to get going as Jackson Merrigan, the 6'3" senior, gives the T area Titans their second lead, 19-18. Spartans with only one field goal other than 3-pointers in this second quarter.
Yeah, and that's what happened versus Yankton. Spearfish just wanted to settle for the three, didn't get much stuff underneath, and now Southern steps out of bounds. As Southern, he'll do that a lot of times this year. He'll run baseline, dump it off to the corner. There were 3 T area Titans waiting for him on the baseline, and when you're in the SoDak 16, teams are going to scout, so you got to be able to change it up and throw them something different.
This is the first game in a week for the Spearfish Spartans. T-area Titans have had longer than that off. 3-pointer on the way, no good by the Titans. And Cooper Gibbs battles for the rebound. Then up ahead to Southern. Mason Southern has the ball, kicks it to the corner. Back outside, Spearfish moving the ball around nicely, but it's all around the outside. Who's gonna dribble in? That's Vavruska with an offensive foul. They've had 2 offensive fouls in this game, some turnovers. It's all been in the paint. So T-area Titans are dominating right now in the paint with some blocks. They forced those offensive fouls, and Spearfish, other than one bucket on a field goal, everything else has been behind the arc. They're just not physical enough right now to go inside.
And Vavruska, when he does try to be physical, ended up going through a T-area Titan. They went to a 2-3 zone defense that time, and now with the shot clock turned off, T-area, as they've done the entire afternoon, going to be patient on offense.
13 seconds left to go here before halftime. They get it outside to Shad. Shot inside, layup, good. It's been all T-area Titans in the last couple minutes of this second quarter. Mason Southern gets inside half court, puts up the shot, and it's no good. So at the end of the first half, the T-area Titans come back, take the lead 21-18. They score 15 points in the second quarter and just 11 for the Spartans. Spartans hit 3 3-pointers and 1 2-point field goal. And they went up against some blocks by T-area. There was an offensive foul and some turnovers on passing. Spartans down by 3 as we get ready for the Wolves Plumbing and Heating halftime show here on KDSJ 980, 103.5, as well as online and KDSJ-TV.
Whether you've lived here for years or if you're new to town, everyone wants to know the best place to buy a quality pre-owned car, truck, and SUV, or where to go to have your current ride kept in shape. Brandon Kemp here from Superior Auto Solutions in Spearfish. Need new tires? We got them, all major brands. Your brakes squeaking, or do you just hear something that's not quite right? We can help. Or maybe you're looking to upgrade to something a little more suitable. Well, you came to the right place. Superior Auto Solutions on Colorado Boulevard in Spearfish, or find us online at superiorautost.com.
Make eating better, easy with Tropical Smoothie Cafe in Spearfish. Just because you're in a hurry doesn't mean you can't eat better. Made-to-order smoothies, wraps, sandwiches, and flatbreads that instantly boost your mood, all with delivery available. Plus, check out all the different flavors of smoothie bowls, salads, and even breakfast items. Located off I-90, exit 14 on Platinum Drive, just down the hill from the Holiday Inn. Eat well, live well at Tropical Smoothie Cafe in Spearfish.
Quality food at a fair price. That's what you expect, and that's what you'll get at the Millstone Family Restaurant in Spearfish. Perfect for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, or to grab a bite to eat before or after the game. Choose from daily specials, and a trip to the fresh soup and salad bar is always a hit. Plus, the Millstone can accommodate larger groups, like buses or your next meeting in their private party room. So, if it's just you and a friend or the whole team, get a great meal at a great price. The Millstone Family Restaurant in Spearfish.
American Colloid, a minerals technologies company, is not only part of the community we live in, they are the community. Bentonite clay, mined right here in our own backyard near Belfouche in Colony, Wyoming, provides a contributing factor to this area's economic success. This unique product has a huge range of uses, from the main component in cat litter to health and beauty products, pharmaceuticals, and more. It's all produced right here in all of our community. American Colloid Company, working together, winning together.
For over 10 years, Allied Construction has been a trusted name in the Black Hills, providing top quality construction services to our local community. We take pride in being a local business with deep roots in the area. With an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau, you can trust us to deliver exceptional results on every project. Our team is dedicated
Welcome back here to the Spearfish High School Gym on this Saturday afternoon of hoops. It's high school boys basketball, the Class AA SoDak 16, and that means 16 teams across the state are trying to punch their ticket to the Class AA tournament, which will be in Rapid City in a couple of weeks. And there's 8 games, all at the higher seeds, and Spearfish just had enough power points to get over T area to host this 8-9 matchup, as Spearfish, the number 8 seed, takes on the number 9 seed T area Titans. We talked about the Titans defense from the onslaught. I talked about it with their starters. Ben Schultz even did his homework and saw what the T area Titans can do on defense. That's really set the tone of this game as we send it over to Clayson Davis with our first half recap.
Yeah, up to start, Spearfish and T area both went back and forth. Really, no team had an advantage in terms of scoring. T area shooting the ball was really cold. They couldn't get in their short game to go with points in the paint, and Spearfish was able to take advantage of it for the most part. And back and forth, physical underneath. The refs are letting them play here in Spearfish, and it was 7-6 after the first quarter. Then in the second quarter, Cameron Davis came out on fire, hit back-to-back three-pointers, went 2 for 3 from 3 from behind the arc to start off the second quarter. Then after that, the well turned off for Spearfish scoring-wise. They started to get flustered and force some turnovers, unforced turnovers sometimes. I know Dylan lost the ball and tried to dribble, and then there was a few passes that went out of bounds. Meanwhile, on the other side, T area, they finally started to hit some of those shots in the middle of the paint. Big part of that has, after looks like 12 points from Griffith Wibenga. He had, again, a big performance there in the first half, multiple points in the paint. Again, the length, 6'3", 6'3", multiple kids at 6'3" for T area, and they can all run, and they have also defended very well inside the paint. They have blocked Spearfish multiple times, and when Spearfish does try to get physical to try to match the physicality of the Titans are right there waiting for the Spartans to cause an offensive foul.
I think just 2 guys that played off the bench for Spearfish in this contest. They have not made a free throw. They didn't get there much either. Maybe 2 free throws by Cooper Gibbs.
That's about it.
And let's have a look at some more of our stats. These are unofficial, as I try to do my best here. For the T area Titans, they had 3 guys score in the first half. And the guy that's getting going now is Griffin Wabinga. The 6'3" sophomore has 12 points. 7 points from Gavin Schad. He is a sophomore. And then 2 points from Jackson Merrigan, a forward at 6'3". They've done a good job on the glass. And Marshall Smythe, their point guard, has found the right guys in the good spots there in the paint to get most of their points inside. They've made 1 3-pointer in the contest, and they've made 2 free throws. For the Spearfish Spartans, they had 4 guys into the scoring column, led in the first half by Bennett Corton with 7 points, 6 points from Cameron Davis, thanks to back-to-back threes there in that second quarter. And then it really drops off. Vavruska has a 3-pointer made for his 3 points. Cooper Gibbs has 2 points. And again, just a couple of guys that played off the bench so far for Spearfish, and they're just losing the physicality battle inside against the T area Titans. Spearfish shooting a lot of threes. They've made 4 of them, and they have not made any free throws through the first half of play. The T area Titans leading the Spearfish Spartans here at halftime, being brought to you by Wolf's Plumbing and Heating as our halftime show. You can give Wolf's a call at 605-642-5755 or see more at wolfph.com. Lady Spartans, they punched their ticket to state last night. We'll hear from our Spartan insider, Clayson Davis, on how they got it done last night here in Spearfish. We'll be back in 1 minute on KDSJ Sports.
Fisher Sand and Gravel of Spearfish supports community and school athletics. Plus, they support community development with services in and around the Black Hills. Fisher is an aggregate company headquartered in Spearfish with 2 local commercial quarries in Beulah and Newcastle, Wyoming. They sell all sizes of aggregates for commercial and individual projects from a pickup load to thousands of tons. Whatever you need, Fisher Sand and Gravel, proud supporter of all community, college, and high school athletics. Good luck to all teams and athletes competing in today's game.
For nearly 50 years, Low Roofing Incorporated has been the trusted name in commercial roofing across western South Dakota and eastern Wyoming. Family owned and operated since 1975, they bring quality craftsmanship and reliable service to every project, big or small. From repairs to new installations, Low Roofing Incorporated covers it all. Protect your business with the experts who care and products that last. Call 1-800-658-4543. Low Roofing Incorporated, building a legacy of trust, one roof at a time.
Back at the Spearfish High School gym, this place was rocking last night as the Spearfish Lady Spartans hosted Sioux Falls Roosevelt Rough Riders. You work all season to have a home game come SoDak 16, and you work all season to try to get to the state tournament. It's going to be in our backyard next weekend. Clayson Davis, how were the Lady Spartans able to get victorious last night?
Well, it was a team effort as, like I said, this place was insane. It was super loud. The fans were on their feet, and both teams went back and forth in the first quarter. It was fireworks galore in the first half, I should say. It was fireworks in the first quarter. Both teams scored. Spearfish got off scoring early, and then the second quarter, both teams started to figure out how to stop one another defensively, and that really started to turn the tide in favor of Sioux Falls Roosevelt when they were able to slow down Spearfish. It was tied 20 apiece at halftime. Then in the third quarter, the size of Roosevelt started to showcase, especially from the freshman for Roosevelt, 6'2" freshman. Her name's escaping me at the top of my head right now, but I'll think of it probably midway through the broadcast. And then Maya Kachutin happened, and Maya Kachutin couldn't miss if she even had money to miss. She just didn't miss. 7 made three-pointers in the game, ended with 27. She was our superior performer and pushed Spearfish to Rapid City to take on Rapid City Stevens in the first round of the Class AA state tournament.
So congratulations, Lady Spartans. We've seen them play a lot this year. Clayson has done every single game for them throughout their run of 21 games. They're going to guarantee 3 more games now as they get into the state tournament. They've won 12 games in a row going into the state tourney, and should be a fun time next weekend, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday at the Monument, as KDSJ Sports will be covering the Spearfish Lady Spartans for those 3 games. And we are in action here in the second half. T-Area Titans went on a roll there at the end of the second quarter. The last 2.5 minutes, they dominated at both ends. And now it'll be Spearfish Spartans in their home white uniforms with the maroon numbers, maroon trim. They'll be going right to left on the radio dial as they get across half court. They'll now go outside the three-point arc, look inside to Dylan Doran. Let's see if he can get physical. They double team him, and another bad pass by Dylan. Nobody home, but luckily it went off of one of the T-Area Titans, and Spearfish will keep the basketball.
Yeah, right now Spearfish, they have the looks that they want, but T-Area also is taking away that first pass. Spearfish needs to do a better job of not forcing the ball when it's not there.
They go inside to Doran. Good defense by the Titans going straight up. And underneath, the shot is no good by the Spearfish Spartans as they miss that one. And now Spearfish will get back defensively. Looks like Kate Vavruska must have got some blood on his jersey as he's wearing a different number here in the second half. Laying it up and in was Shad for the T-Area Titans. So instead of wearing number 23, Kate Vavruska is wearing number 13. They had that available jersey that some JV kid wore during the year. Here is Bennett Corton, gets through the traffic, puts up a shot, and it goes.
How did he make that one? He bounced it off his foot, went straight to him, and he just put up a floater, and it's good. Now Spearfish only trails by 3.
When Corton gets into the lane, you don't really know what's going to happen. He could fall down, he could go up for a dunk, and he could lay it in. Smythe gets the bucket to go for the T-Area Titans as we're exchanging baskets here in the third quarter to start things. 25-20. Titans put on the press. Spearfish got to catch that basketball. Here's Davis. His shot no good as he tried to go up and under the defender. Here comes the Titans at the other end. They put up the shot. That is not going to go in for them as Dylan Doran gets the rebound and a jump ball. Possession arrow pointing to Spearfish. And again, our officials, Mike Kirkaby, Joe Beeler, and Chris Long are our men wearing the stripes, blowing the whistles here this afternoon. They've done a good job so far and pretty much let them play. Gibbs trying to get that pass over top of defender, but another block there. And the defender blocks it out of bounds, so Spearfish would take it on the baseline. That is Corton. Gets it into Gibbs. Again, your starters for Spearfish, Corton, Doran, Davis, Vavruska, and Gibbs. They start the second half. T-Area, you can tell they're doing a good job in the paint, just not allowing any dribble drive in there. And if you're going to go up against them, they're going to draw some contact and they're going to block the shots.
As you saw right there, it was a wide open swing pass to Vavruska in the corner, and it was just a bad pass. It was right at the ankles of the other player, and Spearfish, another unforced turnover, giving T-Area, who already has a 5-point lead, another possession.
T-Area Titans have played a tough schedule around that Sioux Falls metro area. Their first year in Class AA, and they've been able to make it here to the postseason. Laying it up and in, number 10, Mitch Grant gets his first field goal. And now, let's see, Spearfish does get it across the timeline, and then a whistle and a much-needed timeout for head coach Ben Schultz and the Spearfish Spartans. The T-Area Titans led it by 3 at halftime. They lead it by 7 right now, 27-20. Let's go to the Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard. It's all about Class AA boys basketball this afternoon across the state, as Clayson Davis has some updates on other games going on here in matinee play.
As we look at the Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard, number 2 Brandon Valley currently leading Pierre at halftime, 23-14. Harrisburg over Rapid City Stevens, 31-20 at the end of the first half. O'Gorman losing to number 11 Sioux Falls Roosevelt, 35-29 at halftime. Number 10 upset number 7 Jefferson over Sioux Falls Washington, 58-48. And then right here, Spearfish losing to T-Area 20-27. In Class A basketball, St. Francis Indian, close win over Pine Ridge, 58-57. See what else is going on in Class B. Anything we care about? Lyman leading Lower Brule from the Corn Palace, 55-50 in the fourth quarter.
So some makeup games there from earlier this week. As we want to say thanks to Jake's Collision Repair, also Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, Heiserling Concrete, Beef Logic, and the South Dakota Beef Industry Council. Spartans take the break there. They're coming out of the timeout. And here's Bennett Corton with the basketball. Feeds it into Doran. Usually that first play out of a timeout, we'll see if it's successful here for Spearfish over its continued doom and gloom. Here's Dylan. Goes over to Vavruska, shoots and misses that 3. Then it goes off of the stomach of one of the T-Area Titans. They're underneath the basket, so it'll stay with Spearfish. Substitution coming in here for the Titans. They will bring in number 21, Caden Williamson. He's a center at 6'3". He'll checks in as Merrigan goes out. Spearfish with the ball on the inbounds. Here's Dylan Doran, way back outside to Mason Southern. The backup point guard has Smythe on him. Now inside, Doran. I don't know if he shot that or wanted to pass it, but it wasn't good. And it's a turnover by the Spearfish Spartans. Here come the Titans. As it looked like he just panicked in midair. Now T-Area has it. Here's Smythe. Smythe motioning for his players to go down to the bottom block. One is up at the elbow, and Smythe runs the show. Being guarded there by Dylan Doran. Here's Smythe. Smythe puts up the three, misses it, and the rebound comes down to Mason Southern.
Yeah, that was a much-needed stop for Spearfish. T-Area had quite a few good looks, but Spearfish able to cover it up. Can you turn it into offense?
Here is Vavruska. Again, if you're watching on KDSJ-TV, Vavruska is now number 13 instead of his usual 23. Here's Dylan Doran, puts up the shot high off the glass. Dylan Doran finally gets into the scoring column with 2 points, but the Spartans are down by 5, 27-22. They kind of handled that first quarter, I thought. Second quarter was pretty much all T-Area as they outscored Spearfish 15-11. Three-pointer, no good. Titans get the offensive board. Tipped, taken away by Bennett Corton. He outlets it to Vavruska, says, I don't want it. Gives it back to Corton. Bennett across half court in the Spartan logo. Here's Bennett. Comes over to Vavruska, now to Cameron Davis. Davis makes the extra pass. Now going baseline is Corton. He picks up his dribble. Oh boy. Now back outside Vavruska to Dylan Doran. Doran inside, makes the extra pass. Spearfish with 12 to go on the shot clock. Going up, and a foul on T-Area, and Spearfish will go to rare territory. That is the free throw line.
Yeah, like you said, Cody, Spearfish has not been at the free throw line very often. T-Area has been clean down underneath, and they've been physical as well. And this time, when you try to make the bucket instead of try to get the foul, the refs have no choice but to call the foul when you're trying to score points.
Williamson picks up his first personal. He's the post player off the bench for T-Area. Now he goes out of the game. Coming back in will be Jackson Merrigan, the 6'3" senior. First free throw is up and good for Corton. He now has 10 points. And it's 11. The first two made free throws for Spearfish right there with 2:55 left to go in the third quarter. The Junick scoreboard, Titans 27, Spartans 24.
Spearfish has been able to get a few defensive stops. Can they continue the momentum since they got something going on offense?
Here's a turnaround jump shot. That's good by Wibinga. He ended the first half strong. He now has 14 points as it's 29-24. Didn't get any season stats on the T-Area Titans, but we did on Spearfish, so we'll highlight some of those here. And they're trying to save it from going out of bounds as Dylan Doran hits the back of the backboard and out of bounds.
I think right now for Doran, he is thinking way too much. Trying to make one more pass, and even earlier in the quarter, thought about even between a chest pass or a bounce pass and ended up throwing a turnover. Doran just needs to play basketball, and he can score from anywhere. He's just got to get that confidence back.
And be physical inside against the T-Area Titans as they're, again, T using their time in the front court. Nice steal there by Corton, and then the ball goes out of bounds. The official, Mr. Kirkaby, says we're staying right here at the T-Area end. It'll be the Titans basketball. Spearfish has two guys that average double-figure scoring. That's Cameron Davis with 10 points, and Dylan Doran averages 10.7 and leads the team in rebounding at 6.9 boards per game. Battling for the steal there, but keep it alive is the T-Area Titans. They go baseline. Up ahead to Vavruska. Advantage Vavruska there defensively.
So now you see Spearfish, they've been blocked quite a few times, and they're thinking to themselves, well, if T-Area is going to be physical and make it legal, we're going to do the same.
Vavruska passes it to Corton.
Big shot by Bennett Corton, putting Spearfish now down by 2. Corton now 2 for 2 from behind the three-point line. He's got 14 for the Spartans, and can they take advantage of it on defense? They'll go off a T-Area. Everyone in the entire crowd wearing maroon and white disagrees, but tonight's law on the court will keep it with the Titans.
5 made three-pointers for Spearfish here this afternoon, and they've been bailed out by those late in shot clocks, and they're still down by 2, 29-27. Inbounds pass goes out of bounds, and it'll go back to Spearfish as they get the call this time. The Spartans, like we mentioned, Dylan Doran, the senior, averaging 6.9 boards per game. Cade Vavruska averages 4.6 boards a game. They're about a 42% field goal shooting team, down below that today. Here's a three for the lead. Yes!
Dylan Doran from downtown Spearfish, not known for a three-point shooter. This time he's open, and now Spearfish takes their first lead since the first quarter.
Inside, the shot is up and good by Smythe. He's known as a defender and the point guard, but he's able to get the floater to go.
Very short lead for Spearfish.
We have a good one here, 31-30. That lead didn't last long for the Spartans. We'll be back to see if they can get the lead back. We'll return in 1 minute on KDSJ Sports.
It's not one, but two great locations in Spearfish to gas up and get what you need on the go. Exit 8 and Exit 14 Speedy Marts offer everything you need so you can get in and get out and get back on the road. Find your favorite snacks and a cold drink, or maybe something fresh from the kitchen or in the cold case. It's all homemade right here. And Exit 8 and Exit 14 offers top-tier fuels from Phillips 66, so you get the most from your transportation. Exit 8 and 14 Speedy Marts in Spearfish. Right off the road, right on the money.
Do-it-yourself made easy with help from Proline Equipment Rentals in Belfouche. Whether you're a full-fledged contractor or just taking care of some jobs around your home, Proline has the equipment you need. Lifts for any job, like scissor lifts, boom lifts, and man lifts. Skid steers, trenchers, backhoes, and more. Step inside to find smaller tools for do-it-yourself projects like concrete work, painting, sewer repair, and more. Call 723-7677. Click Proline Equipment Rentals.
This year marks the 5th.
Back here at the Spearfish High School gym, Titans coming out of the timeout. They missed the shot, and somebody put a fire under Dylan Doran here a few moments ago as he's getting in after it on offense and defense as he got the stop there. Now the shot clock is turned off. Dylan Doran has made the last couple of buckets for Spearfish as they have the lead back 32-31. Here's Doran again, lays it up, and he'll go to the line for two.
I think Doran might have heard me criticizing him earlier about just trying to not think as much and just play basketball. He took that to heart because he is playing his heart out right now. I guess now he'll head to the line for two.
He's getting downhill a lot better, and then once he gets in the paint, he's as physical as any one of those T-area Titans. And he misses the front end of the two free throws, but he'll have another as that foul was called on the Titans. Number 20, Jackson Merrigan, picks up his second foul. And here comes the second free throw by Doran. Dylan misses the second. He has all 5 of his points here in the third quarter. T-area Titans with the basketball. This is Smythe. Puts it up as he gets it off at the last second, literally, to Mitch Grant. Smythe, a nice pass there to Grant, and Mitch Grant lays it up and in for two for the T-Area Titans. And on the Tropical Smoothie replay over on KDSJ-TV, you saw how the third quarter came to an end. Titans take the lead back, 33-32. We'll see what happens in the fourth and final quarter on KDSJ Sports.
Anniversary of Pillin Optical. Since 1974, Pillin has dedicated its business to serving the community with quality eye care at a great price. The inventory has grown, giving you the widest selection of frames while maintaining the best prices for your family eye care needs. Your family is special, and Pillin Optical wants you to enjoy every minute clearly with them. After all, at Pillin Optical, quality eye care and customer service is the most important thing next to your sight. Pillin Optical, family owned for 50 years, 409 Kansas City Street.
Jake's Collision Repair has built their reputation by offering the highest quality, guaranteed repairs in the area. Satisfied customers return again and again for everything from collision repair to custom paint, glass and windshield, and the best hail repair in the region. They're preferred by most insurance companies and work with all of them. Jake's Collision Repair of Spearfish and Sturgis. Give them a Google today for the best repair on your vehicle, guaranteed.
Back here at the Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine broadcast booth at the Spearfish High School gym for one final time here in the 24-25 high school basketball season. The Spartans down by 1, 33-32 as we enter the fourth quarter. T-area with the basketball at the right end of your radio dial. Here's Smythe, puts up the shot, no good. Jumping up in the air, tipping it was Vavruska into the hands of Corton. Then Corton gives it to backup point guard Mason Southern. Small lineup out there for the Spearfish Spartans. Maybe that means quickness. Maybe that means three-pointers. Here's Dylan Doran to Cade Vavruska, and he traveled. Or no, double dribbled right underneath of us. Couldn't quite see what happened, but the student section kind of disagreed.
Caught it on a bounce, and he went to go take another. He wanted to take a. Okay, now as we see, I think Mason Southern now with a little bit of blood as he came streaking over to the Spearfish bench. But no, Vavruska caught the ball on a bounce and realized he didn't have a shot, went to go take another dribble, and that's how they call a double dribble, I believe is what happened. Good call. Yes, the student section wouldn't agree with it, but then again, the student section would disagree with any call that happened to the Spartans.
The trainer literally gives Kleenex to Mason Southern and says, stick that up your nose and play on. And we do. Southern, Vavruska, as well as Davis, Doran, and Corton are out there. The Titans have it in their front court. They've been patient with it. A lot of dribbling, a lot of passing around the perimeter. They use that shot clock down to about the 8-second mark. Now here's Wibinga. He's been hot tonight. His shot is up and no good. Rebounded by Vavruska, and then he gets pushed by Merrigan. I think that's going to be the third on Jackson Merrigan.
It will be his third. And that time Doran was right in the pocket of Wibinga the entire time. And now T-area putting on that full court press that Spearfish is able to get through.
Here's Doran, nice bounce pass to Corton. You got to be crisp on those passes. Doran has it, shoots it, hits it.
When did Doran learn how to shoot threes? He's 2 for 3 on the night. Spearfish takes a 2-point lead. Doran playing some of his best basketball here in the fourth quarter.
There's
now a block. The crowd is into it.
Good job by Spearfish defensively. Cade Vavruska went up and got the block, and then as the ball was coming down, he still was able to grab onto the basketball. So was T-area. So a tied up, and the possession arrow points to the Spearfish Spartans. Now you got to take care of the basketball here in the fourth quarter, or else T-area will trounce. 35-33, Spartans up by 2. Here's Corton into the lane, lays it up, missed it. Rebounded by the T-area Titans. Here's their point guard being guarded by Vavruska, and Vavruska was riding him halfway down the floor on the far sideline and would get called for the foul.
Yeah, Vavruska had his mind set on getting that steal, and just with a backside foul, the second on Vavruska, who had 10 subtracted from his normal basketball jersey, now sporting the number 13.
We want to say thanks to Wolf's Plumbing and Heating and also Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram, supporters of the Spartans all year long, and a big game here this afternoon with the Spartans up by 2, 35-33. Here's a tip pass taken away by Southern. Mason down the middle of the floor. Bounce passes to Doran, maybe traveled, nothing called. Here's T-area with the basketball. So an empty possession there by Spearfish. They had the numbers. They had it going right down the middle of the floor, and then at the other end, a foul called on Spearfish.
Yeah, T-area's got away with a few aggressive tasks underneath, I should say, to put it very lightly, but Spearfish not able to convert when it comes to those underneath layups, and T-area, see if they can get some offense going.
And Spearfish defensively, they get the ball into Bennett Cortan's hand. Good job defensively by Bennett. He can jump, and he did that again, going up in the air, grabbing that rock. And now each team has 2 fouls here in the fourth quarter. That is going to be the 4th personal on Jackson Merrigan, as he was limited to just 2 points tonight, and he goes to the bench disgruntled as he grabs a water bottle. And Spearfish, we'll see if they go on the attack now. A 2-point lead is not safe at all. Here is Southern, goes over to Doran again for three, no good. Rebound goes to the point guard. That is Smythe. Smythe takes it all the way down the floor, then kicks it out for three. T-Area Titans have taken the lead just like that. Shad with the main three-pointer. Timeout called by the T-Area Titans to talk things over as they have the advantage on the Junix scoreboard, 36-35. Again, this is SoDak 16 at Class AA Saturday. The #1 team in the state, Sioux Falls Lincoln, is hosting Yankton tonight. Right here we have T-Area and Spearfish. Looks like we're going to have a classic. #2 ranked Brandon Valley will be hosting Pierre. Sioux Falls Washington is at home against Sioux Falls Jefferson. The Mitchell Colonels are playing at the Corn Palace against Rapid City Central. That game will be at 5 o'clock Mountain Time tonight. Also, #5 seed Huron is hosting Sturgis at 5 o'clock Mountain Time. The Scoopers making the travel out to the Huron Arena. The Scoopers are 9-11 on the season, trying to go up against the Hythe and knock off Huron. #3 seed Harrisburg is hosting #14 seed Rapid City Stevens. The Raiders are 7-15 on the year. Their game is going on right now. And #6 seed O'Gorman is hosting #11 seed Sioux Falls Roosevelt, as 8 spots are open for the state tournament in about 10 days.
So now after this timeout, T-Area taking the lead again, 36-35. Spearfish has got something going from behind the arc and shooting with Cameron Davis. Dylan Doran somehow learned how to start shooting threes consistently. He's been hot. He leads the Spartans with 14 points. No, excuse me, with 10 points. Bennett Corton's got 14 points. But now Spearfish, after that made three from T-Area, the Titans, they can go on a run themselves.
Dylan Doran came into this game 6 out of 32 from behind the arc. He's made a couple here in the second half to keep the Spartans in it. Here is Cameron Davis. Davis goes to Doran. Doran kicks out. They make the extra pass over to Davis. Davis gets too deep underneath, has to pass it out to Mason Southern. His three-pointer air ball. Caught by Davis, and he lays it back up and in.
I think Southern will just count that as a pass to his buddy Cameron Davis. Now Spearfish back with a 1-point lead.
We'll put it down for an assist. Here's T-Area at the other end, just gets that floater over top. Shad has back-to-back buckets, and here he comes. It's been Shad and Wibinga, the main two scorers this afternoon for the T-Area Titans, as they take the lead back again, 38-37. Here is Shad with the steal and the layup. Whoa! Couple big plays there by Shad as he hit the bucket before the timeout. He just got the steal. He got another basket. It's been all him in the last minute. 40-37 as the Titans lead it by 3.
Yeah, Spearfish getting lackadaisical with their passes, and that's what happened there. Shaw took advantage of it and now puts T-Area up by 3 with 3:37 left to go in the fourth quarter.
It's Corton going over to Southern. 8 to go on the shot clock. Yeah, Cameron Davis three-pointer no good. It's 1 and out as Wibinga is in there for the rebound for T-Area. And then again, Vavruska right in his player down the floor. And Smythe kind of leaned into him as he got near half court. And it's going to be a foul called on Vavruska. That's going to be Cade's third personal foul. Also the third team foul on Spearfish.
And now when you're Vavruska, you got to think to yourself, okay, they've gotten me on that same type of foul a few times now. I'm going to have to be able to back off, as the ref won't change the way that they're reffing the game just because you don't like the call.
Here's the layup. It is no good by T-Area. And it's going to be a foul called on Spearfish. A late whistle there as a body hit the floor. And T-Area guy fell down, and it'll be going to the free throw line. Mitch Grant will have a couple of charity tosses here, as that was in the process of shooting, and the fourth team foul overall. And right there, Cade Vavruska just picked up his fourth.
That foul, the ref waited till Vavruska, and both the Vavruska and the shooter, Mitch Grant, hit the ground, then whistled for the foul. So very late call.
Grant hits 1 on the 2 free throws. The T-Area Titans extend that lead now to 4, 41-37. As I mentioned before, I didn't trust a 2-point lead for Spearfish. Well, that's gone now. And it's another steal by the T-Area Titans. And then just like that, a reach-in foul called on Spearfish. They've had 3 fouls called on them here in about 20 seconds, and that will be the 5th team foul on Spearfish. Why is that important? Well, T area will shoot free throws, and 2 of them at a time the rest of the game.
Like I said, the ball handling from Spearfish, it's starting to come back to bite them now, as you got to be focused on the ball at all times whenever you're passing it, when you're dribbling it. What could be an easy pass, T area is going to jump at the ball. And now, since T area will be at the free throw line for the rest of the contest after every foul, they can just extend on what is now a 5-point lead.
Now it misses. So Spearfish has the basketball. Down by 5, 42-37. Doran goes over to Cameron Davis. Again, the T area Titans trying to get their defense to get them some offense. They've stepped up the pressure here as Davis goes over to Southern. Cooper Gibbs hasn't been much of a factor here in the second half. He's sitting on the bench right now. Here's Dylan Doran. His shot is missed. Didn't even hit the rim as he goes for the layup. And now here comes the T area Titans. Point guard Smythe gets rid of it for a split second, then he gets it back. He backs up almost to half court. He must have eyes in the back of his shoes because he stopped right before half court. Here's Doran. You got to watch out not getting an offensive foul as you come down the floor like that. Here is Davis, draws the double team. Back over to Doran. Doran to Vavruska for 3. Yes!
That'll get Spearfish back into the game and the crowd back into the contest as well.
42-40. Spearfish down by 2 with under 2 to go. Here's Smythe. Smythe gets rid of it, goes over to Schad, who's had a great 4th quarter. Each quarter it's been somebody different for T area. It was Wabinga in the 2nd quarter. Then it was Smythe, and now it's Schad. As the bleachers are rocking here at the Spearfish High School gym. Down to 6 to go on the shot clock. T area puts it up and in. Nice extra pass as they got it to Wabinga, and Wabinga hits the layup. He now has 16 points. Timeout called by the Spearfish Spartans as they trail by 4 on the Junix scoreboard, 44-40. You're listening to High School Hoops. It's the Boys Class AA SoDak 16. We're back in 30 seconds on KDSJ Sports.
Or stop by off North Highway 85 in Belfouche today.
For over 20 years, there's been a better alternative for car repair in Spearfish and the Northern Black Hills. It's Auto Doctor, with their 2 ASC certified mechanics who each have over 40 years of experience and their state-of-the-art facility. They'll treat your vehicle like it's theirs. From mechanical repairs, brakes, alignments, tires, AC work, and more, Auto Doctor also provides advanced diagnostics. From Audis to Volkswagens, if your car is ill, we're the pill. Auto Doctor off Exit 14 Heritage Drive, Spearfish.
I'm Cody Oliver with KDSJ Radio. Clayson Davis, men in the board and the operations, cameras, microphones over there at KDSJ-TV, where you can watch the game for free. You can join us right now at KDSJ-TV through our YouTube channel and Facebook Live to watch the ending of this game. If you're out there traveling, here we are at KDSJ Radio. Cameron Davis gets the ball back to Doran. Good defense here in the corner by the T area Titans. We'll see if Spearfish can get out of it as they come out of this timeout. Almost another turnover there in the corner. Get it out of there. Get it to the other side of the floor. Here's Doran for 3. Yes.
1-point game with under a minute left to go. Doran has come big when it comes to shooting threes, and Vavruska's back in the game with 4 fouls. And a turnover. Cameron Davis up 4. Vavruska got it. And I can no longer see.
It's a minor earthquake in Spearfish, South Dakota. 45-44, timeout T area, and let's hear the Spartan faithful. Dylan Doran with a 3-pointer, his 3rd 3 of the second half. And then defensively, the Spearfish were just smothering the Titans, able to get the steal. And I haven't seen Vavruska dunk before, but
I haven't either.
He did.
I didn't think he could get up there.
He did, and this place has erupted, but it's not over yet. Far from over, 29.6 seconds left. Almost the best of the Black Hills Conference right here in Spearfish today as the Spartans lead the Titans 45-44. Thanks to some of our sponsors tonight, or this afternoon. We got a little extra daylight this weekend, thank goodness.
Thank goodness is right.
Granite Automotive, thanks to Fisher Sand and Gravel. Pillin Optical and Powder River Energy, as the T-Area Titans saw their guys a little bit in panic mode there, so their head coach Drew Weber takes a timeout. Clayson Davis said he couldn't see because everybody's standing up and some of them are blocking our cameras, but we're having fun here. The last game in Spearfish for the Spartans this season. Can they punch their ticket to Rapid City, or is it going to be Heartbreak Hotel here down the stretch? You got to watch out for a couple of guys for the T-Area Titans. Griffin Wibinga, that's number 11, and Gavin Shroud is number 23. Shot clock is turned off. T-Area Titans with the basketball. Inside. They lose the basketball. They get it back. Go at the free throw line, and a foul going to be called on the Spearfish Spartans. And this will be before the shot, but it doesn't matter. It's 5 fouls already on the Spearfish Spartans, so 2 free throws coming up here for T-Area. At the line will be Griffin Wibinga. First free throw is good to make it 45-45. That last foul was called on Bennett Corton. He's got 3 personal fouls. Vavruska has 4. Second free throw, missed it. Offensive rebound by T-Area. 14 seconds left to go, and they call a timeout as they'll keep the basketball in their front court. Great job offensive rebound there by the T-Area Titans, and it just rolled off the rim and right into their hands to keep the possession. Now the possession arrow, if there's a tied up ball, that also points to the T-Area Titans as we have a game reset. We haven't decided anything in this game. We played 39 and a half minutes, or maybe 31 and a half minutes. We're tied up at 45. 5 fouls on Spearfish, that's crucial. If they get a little reach-in foul or a little blocking foul, T-Area is going to go to the line for 2 free throws. Just 2 fouls on the T-Area Titans in this tied ball game. No timeouts left for the T-Area Titans. So if they can't get the ball in, maybe a 5-second call goes against them. Again, they can't get bailed out. They don't have any timeouts. Spearfish has 3 timeouts left to go. The main score in this game, well, it's been Doran and Corton back and forth. Corton has 14, Dylan Doran has 13, and as you look at the scoreboard for the T-Area Titans, 2 guys with 17 points. That is Gavin Shad and also Griffin Wibinga. You got to think they're going to be touching the ball here late. 13.7 seconds left on the Junix scoreboard. We're tied at 45. Titans will get it into their point guard, Marshall Smythe. Bounce pass goes over to Wibinga in the paint. Blocked from behind by Cooper Gibbs. Now it's to Dylan Doran. Spearfish could use a timeout, and they do with about 2 seconds left to go.
Holy cow.
Cooper Gibbs hasn't played much in this second half. They went to him a lot early in the game. Then he sat, and then he's back in, and woo, there he is with a block, a huge block. Luckily, he didn't get called for the foul. Then the ball gets loose. Dylan Doran gets it, and he was right there underneath of us here on this near sideline, and he called timeout. 1.4 seconds left. I thought maybe they were going to put some more time on the clock as all 3 officials are now meeting as the Spearfish Spartan Bet Band plays the school song, Anchors Away. Spearfish with 2 timeouts left now, and T-Area with none. They are still talking, and I think it's where they're going to place the basketball. Is it going to be in the front court or still the back court?
I believe it's still going to be the back court. That's where the timeout was called.
And with 45-45, they're not going to go over to the scores table and put any more time up on the clock. So it's 1.4 seconds left in a tied game, 45-45. Spearfish had a game earlier this season, I think against St. Thomas More, where it was late in the game and they couldn't get it to go. They had the ball stolen away, and then St. Thomas More took it to the other end and scored it at the buzzer to win. There's not that much time to do anything here. 1.4 seconds left.
It's going to be catch and shoot scenario.
It's Dylan Doran, Mason Southern, Bennett Corton, Cade Vavruska is out there, and Cameron Davis. I'm going to guess it goes to Cameron Davis. Here's Dylan Doran to throw it in with 1.4. Goes to Vavruska at the buzzer. No good. And we get some free basketball on this Saturday afternoon. They call it March Madness for a reason. Tied up at 45. Both of these teams average about 57, 55 points per game. So we're back on pace now. 4 more minutes up on the clock. Stay tuned for more of a Class AA Instant Classic on KDSJ Sports.
Goldust Casino invites you to try the new menu items now being offered at Maverick Steak and Coffee.com.
Are you looking to start your new year with a new career? Pipeline Plastics in Belfouche is hiring extrusion and grinder technicians for day and night shifts. If you like the idea of working 6 months and getting paid for the full year, go online to pipe.us/careers and apply now. No experience necessary. They offer competitive pay starting at $20 an hour, great benefits, and much more, including quarterly bonuses. Go online to pipe.us/careers or call 605-892-0500 to apply today. Again, that's pipe.us/careers.
If it could be imagined, it can be created. Eaton Construction in Belfouche specializes in site development for your next commercial project. Size is no issue. Earth moving for grading on any level. Utility installation for single projects or entire subdivisions. Whatever the project, Eaton Construction has it handled. Gravel hauling. Construction of roads from scratch and down to basements. You know who you need for the job. Eaton Construction. Call 605-210-2223 today. That's 605-210-2223.
This is why you work for that home court advantage in the SoDak 16. Spearfish Spartan faithful will be behind the Spartans as we go into overtime, tied up at 45. Here is Mason Southern, has the ball stripped out of his hands. Here comes the T-Area Titans. This is Shad. He goes into the lane, and we're going to have a foul on the Spearfish Spartans. Again, they carry those fouls now from the fourth quarter into overtime. So still 2 more free throws by the T-Area Titans. And the Titans have only fouled the Spartans twice in this fourth quarter plus.
Also, Cade Vavruska has 4 fouls. Cam Davis just picked up his 3rd.
Bennett Corton has 3 personal fouls, I believe, as well.
The first free throw is good from Shad.
So 3 starters in foul trouble for the Spearfish Spartans. Shad at the line. Missed the second.
This time, Spearfish able to control the rebound. And T-Area, they're not going to press anymore.
Cade Vavruska had a good look there at the end of regulation, was short on the long 3-pointer. Here's Cameron Davis, deep corner, tough spot to be. He gets out of there. Inside Doran, who's taken over here in the second half. Bounce pass, Vavruska. Vavruska goes baseline and throws it to nobody. We've seen that before. A turnover on the Spearfish Spartans.
Yeah, when you go down into the lane, you got to have a plan. Whenever it's to score it, or you need to find a nice backup or a dump out option, just in case you get in those situations. Throwing it to the back wall is not a good idea.
They get way too deep underneath the basket and then just lose their mind and don't know what to do, and they throw it all the way to the back court. Now here's Smythe. Smythe with the pass into Wibinga. He's been solid here in the second half. Now the T-Area Titans, and a block by Vavruska. He said, no. 46-45.
Not in my house.
Spartans down by 1. Here is Mason Southern getting a lot of minutes. Has that been the case here last half of the season?
Yeah, he's kind of been molding into that new point guard for Spearfish. Now Doran over to Southern. Can he shoot the ball? Off the back rim, no good. Vavruska with the putback. Win with the rebound.
Here's Doran, and he'll be fouled. That'll be the 3rd foul on the T-Area Titans.
And
here
that just ended Jackson Merrigan's day. That's his 5th.
Merrigan did not have the game he wanted as he got into foul trouble early and at the end fouls out. Ends with 2 points for the 6'3" senior forward, Jackson Merrigan. Now he's going to lean on his teammates to try to let him get a few more games at the state tournament. Here's Dylan Doran, free throw line. Got it, we're tied.
Doran around 55% shooting free throws on the year. Has done a better job shooting them tonight so far, this afternoon I should say, and he tied up the game. Now he gives Spartans the lead. 47-46, 2:20 left to go into overtime. Winner advances to Rapid City. Loser starts getting ready for track.
13 points on the afternoon for Dylan Doran. He had none going into halftime. Here's the alley-oop, goes up and no good, and a foul going to be called on Spearfish. It was an alley-oop layup attempt. Spearfish got in the way and a little bit too much body contact, so that will be a foul on Spearfish.
They're going to call it on Doran.
There's a couple of bodies going up in the air there for Spearfish, so maybe they got lucky.
Honestly, that was the best case scenario for Spearfish. Vavruska's got 4. Bennett Corton has got 3. That was just the third on Doran. So out of Corton, Vavruska, and Doran, you called the foul on the one with the least amount of fouls.
3 fouls also on Cameron Davis. First free throw is good by Shad. He is now up to 21 points on my book, and on the scoreboard it's 19 points. Second free throw, no good.
Vavruska just got that rebound and was going out of bounds, able to finally get it over to Southern. 2 minutes left to go, we're tied at 47.
Halfway through the overtime affair here in Spearfish as we get extra basketball on KDSJ Sports. Here's Mason Southern, goes to Vavruska. They're going to use some of the shot clock here, and the pass intended for Dylan Doran. It was a bounce pass to the bottom block. He touched it, and it rolled out of bounds.
It was a good pass, just a little bit of pressure by T Area, able to get the ball off of Doran. Doran not able to catch it cleanly. Now T Area will take their own sweet time playing offense.
T Area has been pretty good here in the half-court set as a pass into the paint. Makes the other pass, and Dylan Doran is there to intercept it. 1:24 left to go in a tied ball game in the overtime affair, 47-47. And we are going to have, let's see, a timeout called here by...
Should be Spearfish. No, T Area. Nope, Spearfish, I lied.
Spearfish, or T Area, ended the regulation without any timeouts left. So overtime affair, they must give them one extra timeout because T Area now has 1 timeout to use, and the Spearfish Spartans have 2 left. We're going to take a break. We'll be back in 30 seconds on KDSJ Sports.
Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine is everywhere you need us to be. On the sidelines, supporting our local athletes, at our clinic locations throughout the region, and at our Ortho Express walk-in clinic when you don't have time to wait. We're here when you need us, working as a team to make your comeback stronger than ever. Getting stronger, getting better, getting you back to your best self. The life of an athlete has its uncertainties, wins and losses, injury and recovery. In the Black Hills area, athletes can always count on Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, here for whatever moves you.
Things are getting tight here in overtime. Both teams with only 2 points in this overtime affair. We have 1:21 left to play in this OT. We had 4 minutes to play with. And now Spearfish coming out of that timeout. It's going to be Mason Southern running the point. They got Cameron Davis out there, Dylan Doran, Cade Vavruska. Here's Doran laying it up and in.
Pick and roll action with Dylan Doran. Able to get on the backside. T Area lost Doran when he was headed to the rim, but now a steal by Doran up floor. Layup, good. Not as cool as the Cade Vavruska dunk, but now Spearfish up by 4 points. 3-pointer, T Area, no good. Rebound by Southern, and now Spartans up by 4 under a minute left to go.
There's a foul on the T Area Titans. my buddy, the Spartan Insider, tends to get a little excited when things go well.
I was trying to talk because I couldn't hear myself.
Don't try to talk over the fans because it's impossible. 51-47, Spartans with 4 points just like that by Dylan Doran. And now it's not over. I'm still not comfortable with a 4-point lead.
Now here come the fouls for T area. Yeah. That will put Spearfish in the bonus now. So Mason Southern will be on to shoot 2 free throws. And this 4-point lead, can they extend it?
The T area Titans have had one guy foul out. That last foul was on Gavin Schad, his second. And here's Mason Southern at the line, and it's going to get real quiet.
He's a 56% free throw shooter on the year. Missed the first.
Spartans, it was tied up at 47, and then real quick, it gets to 51-47. I thought Doran was going to dunk that and rock the rim, and this place would be rocking. But a layup all counts the same. Mason Southern, second free throw. No good, missed them both. Here comes T area, and we have a foul on Mason Southern way in the backcourt.
That just sounded like a frustration foul, and Southern gifts T area 2 free throws.
Had the same kind of atmosphere last night here for the Spearfish Spartan girls as they defeated Sioux Falls Roosevelt to go on to the state AA tournament, which will be held in Rapid City next weekend. The Spartans would like to be in Rapid again for the Class AA state tournament for the boys. That will start the week after, so they get a lot of time off. One of these two teams, well, also one of these two teams will have plenty time off. They'll be done. And the 2 free throws, one is missed, the second one is made, so it's 51-48. Now T area, they need that clock to stop as many times as possible. And Spearfish will have their chance at the free throw line. They missed their last 2 free throws. They've only made 4 the entire game. The T area Titans have made 6 free throws. So we will go to the free throw line, and this time it will be Corton.
He's a 69% free throw shooter. Spearfish only shoots free throws 60% of the time. Well, shoots at a 60% rate. It's Corton, as you probably heard folks listening on KDSJ radio from the crowd. Corton makes the first.
Second free throw is up and good as well.
7-point lead, 30 seconds left to go.
Shot clock is turned off. T area Titans are going to have to score 2 buckets. Here's the jump shot from the baseline, no good. Rebounded by the Spartans. And then a foul or out of bounds.
It's going to be a foul after Vavruska gets the rebound. He was going to be big in rebounds today. And he has stepped up to the task. Playing with 4 fouls since the 4th quarter, mind you, as well. He has had block shots. He's been strong underneath. And Vavruska heading to the line. He's just a 46% free throw shooter. But can he extend the lead for more than 7?
First free throw is no good. He's made 2 3-pointers in the contest. That's been all the scoring for him. Remember that block by Cooper Gibbs?
That was huge.
Regulation. That turns out to be a huge play, Spearfish defensively. Second free throw good by Vavruska.
8-point lead, 21 seconds left to go, and Spearfish is full court man.
54-48 on the Junix scoreboard. 3-pointer off the mark, no good. He thought he was fouled in the process of shooting that 3-pointer, but it was just a bad shot.
Missed everything. 15 seconds left to go. That's going to go for as a turnover for T area, and now the Titans will be in a full court man, trying to waste as much time as possible. Spearfish, ball intended for Davis. It just gets knocked out of bounds. And we got a full timeout on the floor.
And we'll take it with them. We'll be back in 60 seconds for more Spartan Hoops on KDSJ Sports.
You see them everywhere. That's because Heinzerling Concrete of Spearfish is the most trusted name for everything from driveways, sidewalks, decorative stamp patios, and of course, foundations. Heinzerling Concrete is proud to support the activities that help our area youth build their foundation for future success. Whatever the job, Heinzerling Concrete is the name you can trust. Google Heinzerling Concrete in Spearfish or call 210-2320.
after the timeout called by the T area Titans. Or no, that was called by Spearfish. So each team now has one timeout left. We have 15 seconds left to go as the Spartans play defense, and we'll see if they can play it good enough. Three-pointer on the way from long distance, no good. Putback is no good. Rebound by Dylan Doran.
And then a foul, and the Spartan faithful can feel it. Nope, game's over. Spartans are going to the Class AA state tournament for the first time in a long time.
Excitement here at the Spearfish High School gym as the T-Area Titans missed both buckets at their end. Spearfish got the rebound and then just dribbled it out. The T-Area Titans threw up the white flag, and we're over in overtime. Spartans 54 and the T-Area Titans 48.
We are going to be cutting down some nets in Spearfish between the girls' game and this game. We're going to be needing some new nets here in the Spearfish High School gym.
Importance of having a home game in the Class AA SoDak 16. It means everything because the Spartan faithful showed up.
You know, for how the season ended for the Spartans as well, losing to Yankton, a team with only 3 wins, dropped them clear down to the 8th spot, still able to just barely get above T area in power points. With turnovers, problems offensively, Spartans have had a lot to overcome. They were T area blitzed them also midway through that game. And then when it matters most, it was Dylan Doran getting back to his former Dylan Doran self.
At overtime, T-Area Titans only scored 3 points in that overtime. The Spearfish Spartans scored 9 points to get the win, 54-48 as they hand the medal to Dylan Doran. What a game this afternoon by him. 15 points all in the second half. Spearfish played through some foul trouble there in that fourth quarter and overtime with 3 guys with 3 personal fouls, 1 with 4. And T-Area just went dry there in that overtime period as Wibinga and Shad, who have been their main scorers, went cold in the overtime, and Spearfish got 4 quick points from Dylan Doran, and that was really the difference.
Yeah, the Spearfish defense came up big, where the defense, they had tendency of blowing games late. We remember the St. Thomas More game when Spearfish had a chance to put the game away, instead handed it to St. Thomas More. They didn't want to make that happen again tonight. Spearfish also went to overtime versus Yankton, had that game get away from them as well. They didn't let that happen here this afternoon. I know I said tonight earlier, but Spearfish team defense, they were kind of shell-shocked with the physicality by T-Area. They came in the fourth quarter, gave T-Area a little bit of taste of Spearfish physicality themselves, as Kate Vavruska played with 4 fouls and still had the last rebound, had a few big blocks, it forced a steal, dunked the basketball, which I didn't think he could even do. And overall, a team effort as everyone gets their medals. And Coach Schultz and the Spearfish Spartans get the trophy from Mr. Wademan. We got basketball next weekend, and in 2 weekends, we'll see you in Rapid City, Spearfish.
Student section, they go out on the floor as the final score in overtime on the Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard. The Spearfish Spartans 54, T-Area Titans 48. There's a ticket punched to the Class AA boys. We'll be back to talk more about it in our post-game show right here on KDSJ Sports.
No matter what life throws in your direction, Dana Dental Arts and Spearfish reminds you to make you and your family's dental health a top priority. Putting off small problems now can lead to big ones later. We are small enough to feel like family, but big enough to bring you the latest technology. Before your lives get too hectic with school, sports, and other extracurricular activities, schedule a comprehensive exam now. We love our patients. Celebrating 50 years of dentistry in Spearfish.
Let our family care for your family.
Whether you've lived here for years or if you're new to town, everyone wants to know the best place to buy a quality pre-owned car, truck, and SUV, or where to go to have your current ride kept in shape. Brandon Kemp here from Superior Auto Solutions in Spearfish. Need new tires? We got them, all major brands. Your brakes squeaking, or do you just hear something that's not quite right? We can help. Or maybe you're looking to upgrade to something a little more suitable. Well, you came to the right place. Superior Auto Solutions on Colorado Boulevard in Spearfish, or find us online at superiorautost.com.
Make eating better, easy with Tropical Smoothie Cafe in Spearfish. Just because you're in a hurry doesn't mean you can't eat better. Made-to-order smoothies, wraps, sandwiches, and flatbreads that instantly boost your mood, all with delivery available. Plus, check out all the different flavors of smoothie bowls, salads, and even breakfast items. Located off I-90, exit 14 on Platinum Drive, just down the hill from the Holiday Inn. Eat well, live well at Tropical Smoothie Cafe in Spearfish.
Quality food at a fair price. That's what you expect, and that's what you'll get at the Millstone Family Restaurant in Spearfish. Perfect for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, or to grab a bite to eat before or after the game. Choose from daily specials, and a trip to the fresh soup and salad bar is always a hit. Plus, the Millstone can accommodate larger groups, like buses or your next meeting in their private party room. So, if it's just you and a friend or the whole team, get a great meal at a great price. The Millstone Family Restaurant in Spearfish.
American Colloid, a minerals technologies company, is not.
And back here at the Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine broadcast booth, we put together the final numbers in this one. It was a close game with several lead changes as we went back and forth in this Boys Class AA SoDak 16. The Spearfish Spartans didn't look great at some times in this game. As
it was ugly.
We saw passes get thrown into the bleachers, into the backcourt, up against the wall. They had some turnovers, a lot of them on passing. You just thought, oh, is this going to be, again, what happens down the stretch is their ball handling, but they're able to get some big buckets by Bennett Corton. Vavruska with a dunk and a couple three-pointers in the game. Dylan Doran had 4 quick points. A huge block at the end of regulation by Cooper Gibbs. Then that let the ball go to Dylan Doran. He was able to call a timeout at the end of regulation. Cade Vavruska's three-pointer was no good. And then we go into overtime, and Spearfish outscores T-Area 9-3 to pick up the 6-point win, 54-48. A lot more happened in this game. Check out some of the highlights and the Tropical Smoothie highlight and replays on KDSJ-TV. And here's our Spartan insider, Clayson Davis, with a recap of today's performance.
Well, there's a lot to recap. As the first quarter, it was really both teams feeling each other out, seeing how physical the refs were going to let them play, and see if I remember where I was. Okay, there it was. And at the end of the first quarter, it was 7-6 Spearfish on top. Then Spearfish, the offense, started to sputter out, and T-Area got going with Griffin Wibenga, and T-Area started to shoot the ball very well. And that's how they went ahead in halftime, 21-18. Also in that quarter, Cameron Davis shot really well from behind the arc. In the third quarter, T-Area came out and started just punching Spearfish in the mouth with physicality and points in the paint. Wabinga and also Gavin Shard, both big parts of that. And at the beginning of that third quarter, T-Area really started to extend their lead. Spearfish stayed in it, though, due to three-pointers. As we check out right here, that dunk by Cade Vavruska that sent the roof off of this place on our Tropical Smoothie Sports replay. But then Dylan Doran, Cade Vavruska, and the Spearfish Spartans, they started to step up to the level of physicality that T-Area was playing with. Started to go on a run in the third quarter and made it a 32-33 game after T-Area had one final layup at the end of that third quarter. In the fourth quarter, it was about the equivalent of what round 10 in a boxing match is. Both teams giving it their all. Spartans about gave the game away to T-Area as T-Area had a chance to shoot free throws, and when it was all said and done, it was tied. T-Area got the ball with about 10 seconds left to go. A drive in the middle of the lane and a big block by Cooper Gibbs was what stopped that drive, and then the game just went to overtime. And then in overtime, Spearfish, the offense, came alive. Overtime period, something that Spearfish faltered with against Yankton, and they weren't going to have a repeat of that performance, as at the very ending of it, Spearfish making the points where it matters thanks to Dylan Doran and crew. Doran probably played his best game of the second half of the season, as he just went back to his old self, started playing basketball the way he knew how, and in the very end, T-Area loses to Spearfish. Got to give credit to the Titans as well. They came into Spearfish in a hostile environment, played their hearts out, and that's a really good team in Class AA. Their first season in AA, and they were about 10 seconds and, oh boy, I got to do math, 6 points away from making it to the state championship. They'll be back next year, but it's Spearfish. The last time they made a state tournament was 2013. Well, in 2025, they're headed to Rapid City, so it's not going to be that far of a trek just down the interstate, and they will be playing in the state AA tournament for the first time in a long time.
As we have our game recap tonight right here on KDSJ Sports, thanks to Clayson Davis over at KDSJ-TV. Thanks, fans, for watching this afternoon on YouTube and Facebook Live. You can rewatch every game that we've done throughout the season as well, and check out some of the highlights later on of this dandy as it goes into overtime, and the Spartans win it 54-48 in OT. And let's have a look at some more of the stats unofficially. Here's how things go. For the T-Area Titans, they have 5 guys score. It was all of their starters. Let's see, Shad ended up with 19 points. He is a sophomore guard. 16 points from Wiebinga. Remember when he went off at the end of that first half, the sophomore ends with 16, so they have a pretty young team. 5 points from Mitch Grant. He's a freshman. 4 points from Marshall Smythe, the good point guard. Had nice passes, really kept that half-court set, very patient, and they fed the ball inside. At times they were more physical than Spearfish underneath, and Smythe running the point, and then 2 points from Merrigan before he fouled out. T-Area Titans as the number 9 seed. They end the year with a record of 10-11. They made 2 3-pointers in the game, and they made 6 free throws. And now going up and cutting down the last part of the net is Ben Schultz. We hear from him every pregame. He gets the scissors, and there's no more net. As he gets the Spartans back to the state tournament. A few years now in the program, we could see the different changes, and especially some more changes this year. Didn't use much of a bench today. Only 2 guys played off the bench for the Spearfish Spartans, but he relied on the guys that were out there, from Bennett Corton to Dylan Doran, who are your top 2 scorers this afternoon. Dylan Doran had 19. Bennett Corton with 16 points today. Dylan Doran all 19 points in the second half.
Dylan Doran was held in check almost in the first half and the beginning of the third quarter. Looked to try to pass the ball almost too much. Tried making that extra pass too many times and almost was thinking too much. And that led to a lot of turnovers, a lot of steals, just trying to force what wasn't there. And then I know we made the comment up here in the Monument Health Orthopedic and Sports Medicine broadcast booth. He just needs to relax and start playing basketball. And boy, did he ever. He came alive. He shot the ball from behind the arc really well, which he came into this contest only shooting 19% from the behind the arc. 6 for I don't remember how much he attempted, but either way, Doran 6 for 32 coming into this game from behind the arc. He made 3 big 3-pointers, I do believe. And he, in his senior season, only 2 seniors on this basketball team, sending his team to the state championship for the first time since 2013.
9 points from Cade Vavruska. They came on 2 3-pointers, a slam dunk, and a free throw. 8 points from Cameron Davis. He had a couple of triples in the contest. And 2 points from Cooper Gibbs. They went to him like every play on the first 4 possessions. He couldn't really get it going on offense. He had a big defensive block there towards the end of regulation. And Cooper Gibbs, he might be a little silent force come the state tournament for the Spearfish Spartans. Of course, they're going to be one of the big underdogs going into the state tournament. Going to end up going in as probably the last seed, number 8 into the state tourney. But we'll see what they can do, as just making it is sometimes good. Spearfish, the number 8 seed here at home, go to 14-7 on the season. No bench points for either team today. We got some foul trouble there down the end, but Spearfish was really saved. They had 3 guys with 3 personal fouls and 1 with 4 throughout the entire fourth quarter and overtime, and they were still able to pull out the 6-point win, 54-48, outscoring a T area 9-3. The Spearfish Spartans, it was kind of late showing up crowd here this afternoon. All the students were over in the other auxiliary gym pigging out on pizza and getting their free ticket to the game. But when they showed up, they filled up this section. The fans came in, and it was a full house when it was getting going, and it was loud. You can check out the replays over on KDSJ-TV, and archive of this game will be up available on our KDSJ980.com website.
I think, Coach, I don't want to ruin the surprise, but Coach Schultz better walk into that locker room with a wetsuit or an umbrella. I just saw the entire Spearfish Spartan squad pick up cups of water from head trainer. Pretty much picked up all sorts of water cups and ran straight into the locker room. So when Coach Schultz runs in there, he might get a little bit wet.
Brand new locker rooms at that as well. We'll come back, name our superior performance as well as our matchup menu. Who is joining Spearfish at the State AA Boys Basketball Tournament? We'll find out when we come back here on KDSJ Sports.
Part of the community we live in, they are the community. Bentonite Clay, mined right here in our own backyard near Belfouche in Colony, Wyoming, provides a contributing factor to this area's economic success. This unique product has a huge range of uses, from the main component in cat litter to health and beauty products, pharmaceuticals, and more. It's all produced right here in all of our community. American Colloid Company, working together, winning together.
For over 10 years, Allied Construction has been a trusted name in the Black Hills, providing top quality construction services to our local community. We take pride in being a local business with deep roots in the area. With an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau, you can trust us to deliver exceptional results on every project. Our team is dedicated to providing personalized service, ensuring your project gets the attention and expertise it deserves.
Check out their website today. Click alliedconstruction.com or find them on Facebook. It's not one, but 2 great locations in Spearfish to gas up and get what you need on the go. Exit 8 and Exit 14 Speedy Marts offer everything you need so you can get in and get out and get back on the road. Find your favorite snacks and a cold drink, or maybe something fresh from the kitchen or in the cold case. It's all homemade right here. And Exit 8 and Exit 14 offers top-tier fuels from Phillips 66, so you get the most from your transportation. Exit 8 and 14 Speedy Marts in Spearfish. Right off the road, right on the money.
Do-it-yourself made easy with help from Proline Equipment Rentals in Belfouche. Whether you're a full-fledged contractor or just taking care of some jobs around your home, Proline has the equipment you need. Lifts for any job, like scissor lifts, boom lifts, and man lifts, skid steers, trenchers, backhoes, and more. Step inside to find smaller tools for do-it-yourself projects like concrete work, painting, sewer repair, and more. Call 723-7677, click ProlineEquipmentRentals.com, or stop by off North Highway 85 in Belfouche today.
And welcome back to the Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine broadcast booth as the Spearfish Spartans are state-bound as they get the victory here on this Saturday afternoon. It's a long year to get this one done in their 21st game of the season. They picked up the victory 54-48. It took overtime, but they got the job done, and Spearfish is heading off to state. The girls are going there next Thursday through Saturday in Rapid City. Then the next week, it'll be Spearfish in Rapid City for the Class AA, so they will have quite some time. They'll be able to scout all 8 teams.
And KDSJ-TV and KDSJ Radio, KDSJ Sports in general, we just had our basketball season lengthened out to 2 more weeks.
Spearfish started the year with 6 straight wins. Then they lost to Brandon Valley, and then they lost to Harrisburg, 2 teams that are pretty good. Both teams are probably going to be in the state tournament. Then they defeated Red Cloud. They lost to St. Thomas More at the buzzer. They get a win over Rapid City Central and Lee Deadwood. Then they lose to Huron and Mitchell. They played Mitchell pretty well, only losing by 2 points in that game as Spearfish went cold there late. Then they get a win over Sturgis by 4 points. They defeated Custer and Douglas. But then they lose to Rapid City Christian by 25 points, and you really think, oh, are they that good here in Class AA, losing to a Class A team, which is pretty good.
It got worse that following game.
And it did get worse as they lose to Yankton in overtime, 48-42.
Yankton only had 3 wins going into that game as well, and I believe they lost on average. Their average loss was about anywhere from 10 to 15 points, and Spearfish dropped that game in Yankton.
They were able to defeat the Brookings Bobcats 69-47 to end out the regular season with a record of 13-7 and a number 8 seed. So they're able to host this afternoon, and behind the great Spartan crowd that showed up, the Spartans able to get the victory 54-48. Who really showed up tonight on the floor? We'll find out. It's our player of the game as our superior performance being brought to you by Superior Auto Solutions. You can see them right here in Spearfish. Call 605-642-9111 or see their inventory online at superioroutosd.com. Here's Clayson Davis with this afternoon's player of the game.
And you know, he's the one wearing the net right now and sending his team to state in his senior year. It's Dylan Doran, our superior performer, as he ended with a total of 19 points to, I believe, lead all Spearfish Spartan scorers. Came up big in steals. He was also big on the rebounding side of the ball. He was one of the 2 players toward the ending of the overtime and the ending of the 4th quarter to force steals, get big rebounds when it mattered. He also converted for the most part from behind the free throw line. And overall, Dylan Doran, in his senior year, he has seen his plenty of share of struggles throughout his Spearfish Spartan career, and he's got 3 more games in the maroon and white, and he is this afternoon's superior performer, sending his team to the state tournament. And Dylan Doran adds his name to the poll for March and our superior performer of the month, while February voting is still up throughout the month of March. Go to our website at KDSJ980.com to vote, and the winning school or the winning athlete will have $100 donated to his or her school's athletic fund.
We say thanks to Proline Equipment Rental this afternoon up in Belfouche. Also thanks to Low Roofing, Millstone Family Restaurant, and also to Butte County Equipment for bringing us high school hoops throughout this season. And we're not done yet. 2 more weeks worth of Spartan basketball right here on KDSJ. And thanks for being along with us here on AM, FM, online, and on KDSJ-TV. Spartans win it this afternoon, 54-48 in overtime. We'll be back to see who else is joining Spearfish at the Class AA Boys State Basketball Tournament on this SoDak 16 Saturday. Be back with our Junix scoreboard next.
For over 20 years, there's been a better alternative for car repair in Spearfish and the Northern Black Hills. It's Auto Doctor, with their 2 ASC certified mechanics who each have over 40 years of experience and their state-of-the-art facility. They'll treat your vehicle like it's theirs. From mechanical repairs, brakes, alignments, tires, AC work, and more, Auto Doctor also provides advanced diagnostics. From Audis to Volkswagens, if your car is ill, we're the pill. Auto Doctor off Exit 14 Heritage Drive, Spearfish.
The Gold Dust Casino invites you to try the new 605-559-1400 or visiting golddustdeadwood.com.
Are you looking to start your new year with a new career? Pipeline Plastics in Belfouche is hiring extrusion and grinder technicians for day and night shifts. If you like the idea of working 6 months and getting paid for the full year, go online to pipe.us/careers and apply now. No experience necessary. They offer competitive pay starting at $20 an hour, great benefits, and much more, including quarterly bonuses. Go online to pipe.us/careers or call 605-892-0500 to apply today. Again, that's pipe.us/careers.
If it can be imagined, it can be created. Eaton Construction in Belle-Fourche specializes in site development for your next commercial project. Size is no issue. Earth moving for grading on any level. Utility installation for single projects or entire subdivisions. Whatever the project, Eaton Construction has it handled. Gravel hauling, construction of roads from scratch and down to basements. You know who you need for the job. Eaton Construction. Call 605-210-2223 today. That's 605-210-2223.
Logic Inc. is proud to sponsor South Dakota's high school and collegiate athletes this season as they work alongside their partners at the South Dakota Beef Industry Council to deliver the Build Your Base Sports Nutrition Program at local high schools and colleges around the state and the country. Are you looking for a simple, easy-to-follow program that can help you and your family optimize performance both on and off the field of play? Check out buildyourbase.org and learn why beef continues to be the premier protein for athletic performance and recovery.
And back with you here at the Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine broadcast booth. The Spearfish Spartan boys punched their ticket to state as they'll play in about 10 days over in Rapid City. The girls are playing next week, and that'll be Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So both Spartan girls and boys are guaranteed 3 more games. And did the Spartan faithful show out the last couple days, from the pep band to the administration, the fans, parents. Student section was huge this afternoon. Let's get some credit to Spartan Nation.
They showed up the past few days. Last night, the whiteout, it was insane. It was loud. Every single big play. Paul and I couldn't hear each other talk. That's why I was a little bit loud today. So I know the dunk, my voice might have hit a few new octaves that I didn't know could go up that high. But and then on a Saturday afternoon, sunny outside. It's probably the first time that BH isn't playing on a Saturday, so a lot of the community is out and about trying to do something. What they all do, they all showed up right here to Spearfish wearing as much maroon as they could find in their closet. And I would go on record to say if this game was in T area, I don't think Spearfish would be going on to state. The crowd definitely made an impact this afternoon, and we still got an evening to celebrate as well.
Dylan Doran flipping a switch there. He found that. He found himself behind the arc, hitting a couple of three-pointers, actually 3 this afternoon, on his way to a game-high 19 points as the Spearfish Spartans win it in overtime, 54-48. Let's see. The next thing we need to get to would be our Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard.
That it is.
Junix, located at 644 West Jackson in Spearfish. Call 605-644-7773 or see them at junix.com. The Scoopers will be playing later on this evening. They'll tip off in about an hour and 10 minutes over at the Huron Arena. Let's see, I think both Rapid City schools are on the road today as well. So we send it over to Clayson to see what's gotten done and what's going on in the Class AA Boys SoDak 16.
And a look at our Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard. Sioux Falls Lincoln, again to tip off versus Yankton at 5 here in about an hour and 3 minutes. Number 2, Brandon Valley beating number 15, Pierre, 53-42. Number 3, Harrisburg over Rapid City Stevens. That game did tip off, and Stevens ends their season at 7-13 as number 3, Harrisburg 70, Stevens 59. Mitchell is hosting Rapid City Central at 5. That game is yet to tip off as well. Number 5, Huron again hosting Sturgis. Those two played each other pretty close during the regular season, and in fact, it was only a 4-point game, 4-point win for Huron. And of course, you got Vleem, some height for Sturgis, could go up against Huron's 6'9" all-star athlete Blake Elwine. That could be a very underrated SoDak 16, as that game also set to tip off at 5. Number 6, O'Gorman was trailing Sioux Falls Roosevelt earlier, but they came back to punch their ticket to state 74-65. One upset that we have today, it's the 7-10 game as Sioux Falls Jefferson beating Sioux Falls Washington 58-48. And right here on KDSJ Sports, Spearfish in overtime, punching their ticket to state for the first time, entering a state tournament in 12 years, beating T area 54-48. As we look at, do we have any other scores? Do we look at Class A? A few more regional games that are starting to get figured out, including Winter and Mapayoluta later on today in the boys' side in Class A and Class B. I believe the only one that really regards to us is Lyman beating Lower Brule from the Corn Palace. And that's a look at high school sports on the boys' side for the Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard.
A few other notes over at the Summit League women's basketball tournament today. South Dakota State, they defeated UND in women's college basketball earlier today at the Denny. And it was South Dakota State getting the victory earlier today, 84-55. They continue their dominance against Summit League teams. Overall, they've now won 18 games in a row this season. The Lady Jackrabbits are 28-3. They'll try to go for another Summit League Tournament Championship. That game will be at 2 o'clock Mountain Time tomorrow on the CBS Sports Network from the Denny over in Sioux Falls. The SDSU men ran into Mr. Eaglestaff in UND last night, and South Dakota State was eliminated on the boys' side, or on the men's side of things. Eaglestaff for UND, I think, went out for 51 points last night.
He was north of 50, and yeah, he was a walking bucket last night versus the Jacks.
Congratulations to Paul Sather, though. His UND team is heading into the next round of the Summit League tournament as the Jackrabbit men are done. USD men are still going on. Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference women's basketball title game tonight for the tournament. Colorado Mesa will be hosting University of Colorado, Colorado Springs. And on the men's side, it'll be Colorado School of Mines hosting Regis in the conference tournament championship, as both BH teams were eliminated last night. BH women might still have a chance to play in a regional game. We'll have to wait to see. That selection show is Sunday night, but right now they're on the outside looking in. We have state girls basketball tournaments coming up in next weekend already. 3 different sites. We'll have who's going to the state tournaments as we continue with our post-game show right here on KDSJ Sports in 2 minutes.
No matter what life throws in your direction, Dana Dental Arts and Spearfish reminds you to make you and your family's dental health a top priority. Putting off small problems now can lead to big ones later. We are small enough to feel like family, but big enough to bring you the latest technology. Before your lives get too hectic with school, sports, and other extracurricular activities, schedule a comprehensive exam now. We love our patients. Celebrating 50 years of dentistry in Spearfish.
Let our family care for your family.
Whether you've lived here for years or if you're new to town, everyone wants to know the best place to buy a quality pre-owned car, truck, and SUV, or where to go to have your current ride kept in shape. Brandon Kemp here from Superior Auto Solutions in Spearfish. Need new tires? We got them, all major brands. Your brakes squeaking, or do you just hear something that's not quite right? We can help. Or maybe you're looking to upgrade to something a little more suitable. Well, you came to the right place. Superior Auto Solutions on Colorado Boulevard in Spearfish, or find us online at superiorautost.com.
You just got a quote from a company and are now being billed for not choosing them. Many contracts have what's referred to as a contingency agreement. These typically state that if you don't go with them, you, after insurance has approved the repair work, will be charged a percentage of the job they quoted. Ask up front if they charge to provide an estimate. Never sign anything that you haven't fully read or understand. If you have any questions, reach out to the South Dakota Office of Attorney General's Consumer Protection Division at 800-300-1986.
Vehicles today are complicated and expensive. The professionals at Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram in Spearfish are here to guide you through everything automotive. From cars, trucks, and SUVs to parts and repairs, Junix takes the confusion out of automobile ownership. Enjoy the ride with Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram. Family owned since 1931 on West Jackson in Spearfish.
Orthopedics and Sports Medicine broadcast booth. I'm Cody Oliver along with Clayson Davis as the Spearfish Spartans pick up an overtime win today, 54-48. After losing in the SoDak 16 last year to Brandon Valley, they get a 6-point win over T area today in overtime. It was tied up at 45 at the end of regulation, and then we were granted free basketball for a little bit. T area ends the year 10-11, their first year in Class AA, and they make the SoDak 16. Spearfish, let's see, they're now 14-7 on the season, and they'll take that mark into the state tournament. Speaking of state tournaments, let's have a look at the 3 girls state tournaments going on next weekend, and they'll all run Thursday through Saturday. For the Class AA girls over in Rapid City at the Monument, undefeated Sioux Falls O'Gorman. They have just run over everybody all year, and we'll see what they do next weekend. Sioux Falls Jefferson is there. Did they barely get there? Sioux Falls Jefferson?
Sioux Falls Jefferson got there on a prayer, for a lack of better terms.
That was last night, and they knocked off Aberdeen Central.
And probably the wildest way possible. Game was tied with a few seconds left to go. Jefferson, half-court shot at the buzzer, rolled around every single part of the rim, and then finally went in to send the Lady Cavaliers to state. And Aberdeen Central in front of their hometown crowd, and they now start getting ready for track.
Rapid City Stevens is going back there again. They'll be the number 4 seed. Spearfish will be the number 5 seed. So the 2 Black Hills schools will play in the first day. They had a pretty good game in the regular season here in Spearfish. Stevens won that one. Spearfish beat Stevens last year in the state tournament. We'll see what happens next Thursday afternoon.
That might be the most popular and the most attended quarterfinal game probably of any of these state tournament games.
That is going to be on Thursday afternoon right here on KDSJ Sports at 1:45 p.m. Mountain Time. It'll probably be a little bit later than that. They usually start later in that first day. But 1:45, tune in right here on KDSJ Sports. We'll have Spearfish taking on Rapid City Stevens. Most of the season they were right there, that number 4, number 5 spot in the rankings. And then Brandon Valley is going back. Pierre is going to be there as well. Sioux Falls, Washington, and the Mitchell Lady Colonels punched their ticket last night to the state AA tournament. So 2 Black Hills teams get in. They'll play each other coming up next Thursday. For Class A, the field will be in Spearfish next week. A lot of teams will be coming to town. The Young Center is hosting the state tournament. The last time they did that was in 2020, and it never got finished. Your Class A teams coming to town will be Sioux Falls Christian, Dakota Valley, Hamlin, Mayapayaluta, or Red Cloud. They're going to be a really good number 4 seed at 22-0. Mulbridge Pollock just barely got there by defeating St. Thomas More earlier this week. And then also Wagner, Sioux Valley Cossacks get to state, and Mount Vernon Plankington. So no real upsets there in the Class A SoDak 16.
Yeah, and the tournament looks like this. Christian will take on Mount Vernon Plankington for the 1-8. Number 4 is going to be Hamlin, so they move Mapayaluta up to the 3 seed. Still a very dangerous 3 seed. And Hamlin will take on Mulbridge Pollock, who just got by the St. Thomas More Lady Cavs Thursday night to punch their ticket to state. Number 2, Dakota Valley will be taking on number 7, Sioux Valley. A little bit of a Valley rivalry right there to start off the tournament. And then Mapayaluta has a date with Wagner for the final game of the first round at the Donald D. Young Center in Spearfish.
And then the Class B will be over in the Huron Arena next Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Centerville, your defending state champions, they're going to go back there undefeated. The Harding County Ranchers are going back there for the 2nd straight year undefeated. The Lyman Raiders, going to be a pretty good team there. They played really good ball throughout the regular season. Parkston, who dropped down to Class B this year, they've punched their ticket back to the state tournament. Also playing in Huron next weekend, Bennett County, Sanborn Central Woonsocket, DeBrook area, the Dolphins, and St. Mary's out of Del Rapids will be at the Class B state tourney.
And these are the matchups there. Number 1, Centerville. They will have a date with the Dolphins for the first game in Huron on Thursday. That's a noon tip-off. Then it will be Parkston taking on number 5, Bennett County. Lady Warriors from my neck of the woods making their way to Huron. Number 2, Harding County, they will have their tournament debut at 6 o'clock in Huron. They will be taking on Del Rapids St. Mary. And then the last game in Huron will be number 3 Lyman taking on number 6 Sanborn Central Woonsocket.
So 3 girls' state tournaments all next weekend, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. AA in Rapid City is where we'll have pretty much our radar on here, as we'll be covering Spearfish throughout the tournament as they're getting 3 games over there. Then the next weekend,
we're doing it all again.
3 more games for the Spearfish boys at the state AA tournament as they punch their ticket today with an overtime victory over the T-Area Titans, 54-48. I think T-Area only had 2 seniors, maybe 3. As their season's done.
They had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 seniors.
I was way off.
Well, that was about as scary as me doing live math on air.
And Spearfish has 2 seniors. One of them didn't even play today, Haroon Khan. Dylan Doran, the other one, was our superior performance and our player of the game with a game-high 19 points. Well, that will do it for the last Spartan game here at the gym this year. We'll make the Monument in Rapid City our home for the next couple of weekends. Remember, if you missed any of the action, you can hear every game anytime. Just look for the podcast at KDSJ980.com, and for video archives and to view our live sports broadcasts, subscribe to KDSJ-TV on YouTube and follow KDSJ Radio on Facebook. Manning the Facebook, social media, and KDSJ-TV. It's been our Spartan Insider. Thanks so much, Clayson, for your job all year long.
You know, I try my best. Cody, it makes it a lot easier when you take care of stuff on the radio side of things, too, so there's not as much to juggle. But, no, it's fun. And just when we thought we might have been getting a break here sometime soon, nope, our basketball season extended not just 1 week, but for the next 2 weekends.
And hopefully the students and families can make the short trip down to Rapid City and support the Spartans, because it definitely helps.
Oh, absolutely. It's going to be probably the closest state tournament you could get aside from being here in Spearfish. And, yeah, I'm excited for our next KDSJ Sports broadcast, which will probably be the first round of the girls' tournament between Spearfish and Rapid City Stevens. Again, that Monument is going to be rocking with a lot of West River fans in attendance.
Spearfish boys, they'll have about 10 days off before they play again. They'll play in the state AA tournament, so we wish them the best of luck. And, of course, stay tuned for all that coverage as well right here on KDSJ Sports. As we conclude our broadcast this afternoon here from the Spearfish High School gym, this activity was brought to you by KDSJ-TV and Riverfront Broadcasting, as well as KDSJ Radio, its advertisers, and the member schools of the South Dakota High School Activities Association. No rebroadcast in whole or in part may be made without the written permission of the South Dakota High School Activities Association. Enjoy the rest of your spring